those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's Conversational Radio Show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
How you conduct yourself in a democracy.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Thank God for another beautiful day. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful show. And Montgomery needs a new mayor. And please, God, though it is not in my power, it is only in yours, somebody exorcise that demon out of Candace Owens. Crazy witch. Played with too many Ouija boards in her day. Gum. That fame and fortune will do it. Troy Carrico in the studio. How you doing today?
I'm outstanding. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm tired.
Yeah, what's this 4 hours of sleep crap?
I stayed up visiting with buddies, talking about God and stuff.
You know what? That's the best way to listen.
Yeah.
If you're going to tell me you were shy of the right amount of sleep,
And I forget that Hope Pole's 30 minutes away, so like
where I live.
I got a 30-minute drive back. Yeah, it was like a men's group. Good dudes.
You know what? That's the kind of excuse I want for why you're tired.
Well,
I was out at the bars.
I've been meeting all these beautiful young women. I'm not even dating them. Like, I'm just meeting all these women of different ages at the Catholic church. I'm
That's
like,
nice.
let's go hang out with some Protestant dudes
that-
and then do some Bible study, some man church stuff.
That's right. Good.
So it's a good mix, but really for me, it's a great time. I'd learn a few things, but it's also a great time to just catch up with old friends.
Sure it is.
But I want to start with this. This post has gone so viral, crazy viral. And, this post is from an account you muted. So this is a response to Candace Owens, who I muted a while back. But it's from a fella called, or maybe it's a lady, has an anime.
Like anime, you know.
An anime profile pic
Okay.
on X. But
Okay.
Data Republican, about 1 million followers. So
Okay. That's-
not a small account.
Yeah.
Hello, Mrs. Owens. You told millions of people that Tyler Robinson wasn't even there. That you felt, quote, confident stating that Tyler Robinson did not murder Charlie Kirk, end quote. But by the way, before we keep going with this guy, just that phrase is hedge. And by the way, I know these things because I was very good at it. I'm still quite good at it. Like when you don't say the thing outright, what did she say here? She's confident. She didn't say Tyler Robinson did not murder Charlie Kirk. She said she's confident. So the question is not about whether or not Robinson killed or murdered anybody.
Right.
It is about Candace's confidence, which is an interesting thing. Well, she could be like, well, I was confident, but, now I'm not as confident. But, maybe there are other things. Anyway, she did say that. He was on camera, prone on the Lossie rooftop at 12:22. Shot at 12:23:28. DNA on the screwdriver at 30 quintillion to 1 odds. DNA on the rifle at 1.7 octillion to 1. He told his family what he did. His parents helped him surrender. He texted his roommate, I'm sorry. He engraved, hey, fascist, catch on the ammunition a month before he used it. Candace Owens said, police didn't even question Lance Twiggs. He was interviewed twice. FBI the morning after. Joint state federal team 7 months later. His own attorney. Voluntary phone surrender. You laughed when you said it. You told Sean Ryan a shaped charge killed Charlie. That PETN was in his microphone. The medical examiner says gunshot wound. Bullet fragments were recovered from his body. The .30-06 Mauser with Robinson's DNA was found in the woods. Neither side, not prosecution nor defense,
Disputing that.
has mentioned explosives. Not once in 4 days. You said the shot came from below. The Lossy building is above the amphitheater. You called Erica Kirk a, quote, clinical psychopath to an audience of millions. You said the assassination was, quote, an occult ritual, end quote. You, and again, this you here is Candace Owens. Candace Owens said Charlie was sitting in a pentagram. Candace Owens told people Israel killed him because he refused Netanyahu. You made over 100 episodes. You built a franchise on a dead man's name. And the hardest fact of all, Tyler Robinson's own defense lawyers, the people whose entire career is on the line to get him acquitted, have refused to make a single one of your arguments. Not one. They're challenging DNA methodology. They are doing their jobs. You are doing something else entirely. This person writes, again, this is Data Republican on X, about 1 million followers. Charlie Kirk changed my life. He platformed my work when nobody knew who I was. He had my back when I was doxxed. I was the 10,000th most important person in his world, and I will never be able to repay him. So I did what I know how to do. I read every transcript. I watched every hour of testimony. I cataloged your claims, and I held them up against what was said under oath. Every single one failed. I don't know why you did this. I'm not going to speculate on your motives. I think it's demons. Because that would make me exactly the kind of analyst I've spent my career refusing to be. See, he's not speculating. I'd say just something demonic going on there. I don't know exactly what either. But I know what you did. You told people confident lies about a dead man's murder, and millions of them believe you. And some of them turned that belief into threats against his widow. The trial continues. And every day of sworn testimony is another day your words get tested against reality, under oath, on the record, where it counts. I'll be here for all of it, because just as Charlie defended me, I will do what little I can to defend his legacy. And Turning Point USA and Mrs. Erica Kirk from Evil. Post has over 3 million views now, shared far and wide, 71,000 likes. And, you know, the way our media environment currently works is everybody's siloed off. So there are a lot of folks just in everyday life who watch Fox News and are still watching the Republicans versus Democrat show who really know nothing about this. And then there are folks who have definitely gone into the new media podcast flame wars. And I used to watch a lot of podcasts. Used to watch Temple all the time, Sean Ryan, Rogan, Lex Friedman, Tucker, a little bit of Megyn Kelly here or there. And there are still certain ones I'll watch, but it's not those anymore. And because something happened where, you know, for instance, like Sean Ryan will have on folks that are interesting, but then it's really sensationalized. And I'm like, And something's happened to even folks I used to like where, and it's not like they did anything wrong. I'm not judging them in that way. That's between them and God if they've really done something wrong. It's more like, this is not interesting anymore. What are we fighting about? It's what I said the other day. Who's actually, doesn't seem like anybody's in charge of their own house anymore. Like something else is running the show here.
Well, it's funny when you were talking about just a litany of some of the people that you listen to, and I'm thinking about what I listen to a lot of podcasts too, but mine are usually technical, specific, military, history, things of that nature. So I don't, every one of those people you mentioned are influencers or whatever you want to call them. And I told you, I have become fatigued with the concept of a content creator, influencer, only if you let them. Only if you give them power. And you and I have talked about Candace Owens months ago, right after that incident. I said, she's bad juju, man. You can tell. She. When I look at her, I see evil. I see evil manifesting itself. And I mean that. It's something smells off with that. And I'm telling you, she's going to reap her bitter harvest soon come. So.
Yeah. It's not going to end well. You know, we've been covering a lot of stories where the chaos looks pretty great for a while.
Yeah, till you get up close.
Making money, you look good, you're well known. Like you get the
Satan.
move entire nations by accusing a president's wife of having a penis.
Satan, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll give you all these things, command over all these things, Joey.
But another thing that happened yesterday in court, this is from the Daily Mail. Tyler Robinson's alleged confession note was accidentally shown in court despite the judge's ruling it not to be displayed for the public. And this has been a dramatic hearing. And again, this is not the full trial. This is a pretrial hearing because they didn't do a grand jury indictment. They arrested him on information. But prosecutors have said that Robinson left a confession note for his transgender lover and roommate, Lance Twiggs, under a keyboard in their home. While Judge Tony Graff, by the way, did you see the judge? It kind of brought me back to sitting in this very chair. Did you see the judge's reaction watching the video of Kirk being shot in the neck?
I didn't see it.
Like it's involuntary. He literally goes, like jumps like something shocked him.
Yeah.
And I know you've seen stuff. And it's just to have the entire world see it up close in HD. A lot of folks ain't ready for that.
To transfer,
I wasn't ready.
Well, the way you described it, I have not seen his reaction. But when you showed, like the blank look on his face, where to have that kind of transfer of legitimacy, of feeling, of emotion, that's how brutal it was.
It's just it was almost a human instinct, because he did a good job of kind of hiding he's a judge and he's supposed to be, but you could see this jolt of like,
oh my God.
well, and I have spent months, honestly, I've thought about not ruminating on just that moment, but thinking about why this particular assassination and murder of Charlie Kirk has sent people in all sorts of different directions.
It has.
For me, it sent me into the Bible and the Word of God and back to church in a big way.
It transform you. I've said this. I was talking with Brian Dawson the other day. I was up on the podcast. We were talking. I said there was a turning point. No pun intended.
Yeah.
A turning point. I noticed it took this moment of, oh my God, what is this? And then you sorted through it, and now you've come out stronger.
Yeah, and there were seeds and all sorts of things laid for years if I tell the whole story. But
Sure.
that was
an
catalyst.
impetus of it. And I think Charlie Kirk would say, "Good, I'm glad you." Were
And
able to do
I'm
that."
not alone. There are a lot of people who have gone down that same road. And yet that's not the only thing, people. Other folks have reacted in a quite different way. And I think I was like, why? Why is that? Because there are awful videos of people getting killed. That same week we saw the Irina Zarutska one, her getting stabbed in the neck.
Right.
And it didn't have it. I mean, it shocked people. It upset people, but it didn't have the same exact effect. Part of me thinks it's number one, it's the status and like the influence, not in a cheap internet way, but like true relationships.
Legitimacy.
And I think what's essentially happened, like what did occur? He, in one way, was the glue that was holding this whole coalition together along, Trump was holding the boomers down.
Sure.
But this new up and coming new media, Gen X, millennial, it was Charlie
Absolutely.
that was holding it all together. But then on a deeper level, like a human level, maybe you don't even know who Charlie Kirk is. And you see that video. There is something about that guy. You don't even know who he is, but he looks so alive. He's confident. He's a young father. He's a man. He's sitting there doing what he's done for years. He's built a name on. So much life. Whether you loved or hate the guy, so much life and energy. True life force. And in a second, it's gone. And I think when you see that, because it's rare you see that.
For some, yeah.
For some. Others aren't as lucky like yourself.
And it never changes. Listen, I can tell you this. It never gets better. It never feels like normal. It's always a jolt, because what you're looking at is your mortality as well, right in front of you
Yes.
when that happens.
And so I think that's why this judge, before I keep going with this letter, this confession letter that was accidentally released, they put it up on the screen for a second, which means it's up there forever with internet screenshots and live streaming these days. But, okay, when you see that, like, oh, his life is gone in a second. Like this, so alive, so much promise, so much you think of the potential, you think of the ripple effects through the relationships, and not to mention his wife and children, obviously. It got me thinking, I'll admit to it, I'll cop to it. Lately I've just gotten obsessed for some reason with birds singing and like beautiful sunsets and sunrises, but also flowers.
Yes,
like flowers.
I know you do. Yeah.
And so the Memento Mori, often the paintings, Like this is a memento mori rosary
Yes.
bracelet that I have.
Yes, it is.
But often in paintings, it'll have like an hourglass and flowers. So like obviously the hourglass representing time,
Right.
the skull representing death, and the flowers representing life.
Right.
And there is something about death that really does seem permanent. So what I've decided to do, because for some reason I like flowers now all of a sudden since going back to church, he's going to become a florist. No, I don't think so. That's a lot of work. And there are too many of them. It's like car washes around here.
I met a midget florist before.
But what I've done is made a real life memento mori. I got a skull replica.
Okay.
And I found this vase that my grandmother must have had.
Okay.
It's large, beautiful, actually has some fake like sculpted flowers on the bottom, big hourglass looking thing.
Yeah.
Where you can put quite a big bouquet. So I just went and on a regular basis enough to, it's usually about weekly. They'll die in about a week.
Right.
Go replace them. And after doing this for a few weeks, it kind of hit me of like, the skull stays there.
Mm-hmm.
Death seems so permanent. And in that moment, like when you lose a friend or just anybody, you see that snap of it's taken away. It's so permanent. It does seem so permanent. But, and when you then look at the flowers, life seems so fleeting. What, they last a week? Give them water, you even put the little flower food and shake it up and stuff.
Nitrogen enrichment, yeah.
Yeah, you do all that. And yet they die in a week. And so to keep the life going, you just have to, there's constant attempt to
rejuvenation.
The fight against the entropy, to fight against the falling apart. And so that's how most of the world seems. It's kind of just hit me just doing that simple thing of replenishing the flowers right next to that skull every week. And that is most of the world, where it seems not just death, but what death seems to represent, like the wickedness of people and the accusations of people and the bad faith of people and the sin of people. And like how it just, even folks you like, folks you love, how it can all rip at us and stuff. And it's like, especially how dirty the political game can be, like the Machiavellian aspect of everything. Like, I think there is something where Machiavelli seems like he's the correct one. You have to lie. You got to cheat a little bit. You got to be willing to kill a little bit. You know, do it when it's appropriate. But if you don't do these things, I mean, what are you, Jesus?
Imagine that.
And that's where, you know, I'm reading through St. Augustine's Confessions. And also thinking, I can't remember the verse off the top of my head, but it's in the book of Job. But the thing is this. Life seems like death is permanent and life is fleeting. This reality we live in. But the fact of the matter is, it's the complete opposite. Because of Jesus Christ. It is the complete opposite. This is from, and I might have to just translate it one day so it's a little more accessible.
Okay.
This is from Book 4, Chapter 12 of Augustine's Confessions. And he essentially says this thing, like what I'm about to read. He says, "Say these things to those you love, that they may weep in this vale of tears, and so you may carry them captive with you to God, for it is by his Spirit that you say it, and if you say it as you burn with the fire of charity." So what are we supposed to say with the fire of charity? Here's Augustine. "And our life," capitalized, capital L, "and our life came down to us and bore our death and slew it from the abundance of his life. And he thundered and cried to us to return to him, to enter that secret place whence he came forth to us, that first virginal womb where the human creature, mortal flesh, was wedded to him, so that it might not be mortal forever. And thence, like a bridegroom coming forth from the marriage bed, he rejoiced as a giant to run his course. For he did not tarry, but he raced. And he called out in words, in deeds, in his death, his life, his descent, his ascension, every crying out that we should return to him. And he withdrew from our eyes, and we might return to the heart and find him there. He went away, and behold, he is here. He did not wish to stay long with us, and he did not leave us behind. He has returned to the place he never left, For the world was made through him, and he was in the world, and he came into this world to make sinners whole. To him does my soul confess, and he heals it, because he has sinned against him. Sons of men, how long must you be sluggish of heart? Even after life has descended to you, will you not arise and live? But where shall you rise, when you already perch up high and lift your faces to heaven? Come down then, that you may rise and ascend to God. For you have fallen by rising up against God. So life seems like death's permanent, life is fleeting. But when you realize, well, what the life that came down to us did, and you remember these words, you say these things to those you love that they may weep in this vale of tears, because it does seem like that. And so you may carry them captive with you to God, for it is by his Spirit that you say it, if you say it as you burn with the fire of charity with love. So I think that moment with Charlie Kirk was one of those moments where it does seem like death wins. But it didn't win. And for all the noise, for all the accusations, for all the scattering that is going on around the trial and since his murder, there are profound things of the Spirit happening in this world that none of us fully control or understand. But perhaps that's the way Charlie had to go for a greater good to come about.
And as you're talking, it's come to me that I've had this epiphany the last couple of days. As I've been studying the Bible and thinking and praying on his word, I'm quick to say about the bad things in this world of death and of the assassination and of the treachery and of the subterfuge and the skullduggery.
Yeah.
That is the work of demons. Well, wait a minute. Maybe it's God's wrath. Maybe some of the things we see is actually not. I don't think Satan has that much power sometimes, okay? He can influence people, but I realized I have been easily excusing everything off as that's a demon, that's a demon. No, maybe it's God speaking to us, not Kirk being killed per se, but talking about, hey, you are breaking my covenant. Yeah. You are not honoring my covenant. Thus, these things shall befall you.
Well, I would be exact in it, in what you're saying, in the sense of God doesn't will evil, but he does permit it because he respects the freedom that he gifted to us.
It's all about free will, baby.
And so you're right. The only power that the demons and the devil has are they're enslaved to God's wrath. And so, God might permit them because we have fallen away and have incurred that wrath. But,
or if, like Candace, you bring them into your life, then you empower them.
Well, and it might not be that it's God's wrath or a demon. It might be you.
Very well. Maybe.
Might be just Adam all over again. So, it's a mix of all these things, obviously. And at a certain point, these things get beyond our understanding, and we have to admit that. Yeah. But back to the trial, this confession was accidentally broadcast. The Kirk family is now requesting just put it out. Put out that and put out the whole interview. The 7 months later, the whole interview that Lance Twiggs did with federal authorities and state authorities. Because of this media environment, just put out the information, please. Don't make us wait for months and months and months more until the trial. So we'll see what comes of that and what the judge decides it. But there were two images that were briefly live streamed on Thursday. One was an image of the burnt note, and the other was a picture of the unscathed note taken from Twiggs' phone. The images were briefly shown to the public, then quickly taken down once Judge Graff noticed the oversight. In the alleged confession note, which Twiggs confirmed finding in his April interview with police, Robinson referred to him by his chosen name of Luna instead of Lance. Quoting this, "If you're reading this per my text, then I am so sorry. I left the house this morning on a mission and set an auto text," the note read, per the court filings in the photographed letter. "I am likely dead or facing a lengthy prison sentence. I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I took it. I don't know if I will have succeeded, but I had hoped to make it home to you. I wish we could have lived in a world where this did not feel necessary." This veil of tears. "I wish I could have stayed for you and lived our lives together. Twigg said in his police interview that only some people called him Luna, and he had not told everyone in his life to use that name. And that just struck me right there, realizing that I wish we could have lived in a world where this did not feel necessary. We don't, man. We don't.
Nope.
And if we follow the true life and understand that when we suffer in this life and suffer for others and suffer in these trials, we share in that life of Christ that's forever, that lasts longer than any passing shade of death. And it's crazy, too, how love can be perverted. What should be friendship?
Platonic, yeah.
Just, friends. It's become something that is, well, obviously sexual, but then also possessive.
Yeah.
And there's a venom there. But you can also still see, and that's what's so hard about some of these cases, like they're still people.
Sure.
Like motives, then this is how you just establish guilt, honestly. You can understand the motive. You don't agree with it. I don't think what he did was just downright evil. And from everything we're seeing now, it's what an evil that was perpetuated against not only Charlie and his family, but everybody who knew him. It's just, I hope, because in this media environment, more and more folks actually just hear this eventually, and that the darkness and the shadow, which I think is I said a lot of things are happening in the spirit on the move right now. What always comes at the same time with that is darkness trying to pull us back away.
It's the equal and opposite reaction, but it's not equal. All this talk of death reminds me of something. And I've told you this before in confidence, and I'll say it now because it's moved on me. When you don't fear death anymore, when you truly lose your fear of dying, you can truly live. You're liberated. You're liberated. And that's how, after my experiences, no man may take me until God says it's my time, man. The thing is this, that doesn't make it feel any better for Charlie's situation, but for all things, they work for the greater glory. And it stings us on this earth, but trust me, it's paid in multiplicity. His loss is gained for God, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, you have to die to yourself so you can.
That's what the baptism's about.
Yeah, and that is indeed what John the Baptist said. I mean, you should be baptizing me, and I must decrease so he can increase.
That's right. Having a heavy Friday, aren't we?
I suppose. But I'll end this segment with this. Job chapter 14. Mm-hmm. A mortal born of a woman, few of days and full of trouble, comes up like a flower and withers. Flees like a shadow and does not last. I didn't plan that, folks, by the way. Do you fix your eyes on such a one? Do you bring me into judgment with you? Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? No one can, since their days are determined and the numbers of their months is known to you, and you have appointed the bounds that they cannot pass. Look away from them and desist, that they may enjoy like laborers their days. For there is hope in a tree, if it is cut down, that it will sprout again, and that its shoots will not cease, though its roots grow old in the earth, and its stump dies in the ground. Yet at the scent of water it will bud and put forth branches like a young plant. But mortals die and are laid low. Humans expire, and where are they? As waters fail from a lake, and a river wastes away and dries up, so mortals lie down and do not rise again. Until the heavens are no more, they will not awake or be roused out of their sleep. He goes on, 14:14, Job 14:14. Job says, if mortals die, will they live again? All the days of my service I would wait until my release should come. You would call and I would answer you. You would long for the work of your hands, for then you would not number my steps. You would not keep watch over my sin. My transgression would be sealed up in a bag, and you would cover over my iniquity. But the mountain falls and crumbles away, and the rock is removed from its place. The waters wear away the stones. The torrents wash away the soil of the earth. So you destroy the hope of mortals. You prevail forever against them, and they pass away. You change their countenance and send them away. Their children come to honor, and they do not know it. They are brought low, and it goes unnoticed. They feel only the pain of their own bodies and mourn only for themselves. Of course, Job is pure despair there.
Sure.
But the remarkable thing is that question, especially 14:14, if mortals die, will they live again? Well, as I just read earlier from Augustine, and in a way, this was God's ultimate answer to Job. God became man, and he suffered worse than Job or any other man. And like a tree at the scent of water, he rose. The fount of living water and divine mercy came out of the place of the skull, Golgotha. And if we die to ourselves, like we just said, give ourselves up to him, not only will we probably have great things in this life, but we'll also understand our trials, our tribulations, our suffering, and our tragedies. But when people don't understand that, they tend to go out looking for a shoot, thinking they're doing something good in their despair that this is necessary. Anyway, we'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott. U.S. stocks and oil prices drifting toward a quiet finish of the week following fireworks earlier on worries about how the war with Iran will affect the global flow of crude. After the opening bell, the S&P 500 rose 0.1% and was on track to close out its fourth winning week in the last five. The Dow Jones Industrial Average has been up and down in morning trading. The same can be said for the NASDAQ Composite. Oil prices have held relatively steady. The price for a barrel of Brent crude oil slipped 0.1% to $76.23. That's above the $72 it was at the start of the week when it was back below its level from before the war with Iran, but still well below its wartime peak of nearly $120 a barrel. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. This is Rich Thomas. Heat and humidity will lead to more random showers and storms in the afternoon and evening hours today. But you know the drill. Not every town gets wet. In fact, many get skipped. Look for highs in the mid-90s, triple-digit heat indices, lows tonight in the mid-70s, and identical forecast tomorrow, Saturday. But then I think by about Sunday and Monday, the rain chances will be higher as a frontal system approaches the state. Better chances of getting wet. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Oh, looks like Trump agrees to more talks, but ceasefire's over. We'll talk, but I'm still going to blow you up.
I am completely averse to all this now. I'm just, this just ridiculous.
Yeah. Real quick before we move on from this Tyler Robinson trial, after that, the note was revealed, but it was filled with bombshell testimony from Twiggs, who said the Robinson expressed regret over allegedly shooting Kirk. Twiggs said Robinson texted him to check under his computer keyboard after Kirk was shot dead. Twiggs said the note panicked him. And when Robinson returned home the next day, the alleged assassin began pacing around their home and avoiding questions. I asked him in person if what he said he had done the night before was true. He said it was, Twiggs said. Twiggs claimed Robinson eventually admitted to the assassination and said Robinson began crying and told him he wished he had not done it before conceding he was going to turn himself in. The moment came as Twiggs' police interview from April 2026 was played and Robinson's hearing with some redactions. Twiggs said he and Robinson first met in 2023 and moved into a shared apartment in St. George, Utah. He and Robinson began a romantic relationship around 2 months later, Twiggs told investigators. He said on the morning Kirk was assassinated, Robinson left early in the morning and claimed he had to work a long shift, and Twiggs did not hear from him again until 11 p.m. that night when he received a message about the note under the keyboard. So, there are a lot of problems because we're human beings and the judicial system obviously is imperfect. But there's a whole other angle to this that we don't have time to get into. But thank God that we have the systems we have. There's a reason the courts have the rules they have. Because when you go out, especially in this media environment, and see how everybody's investigating and judging all these things, adjudicating the facts or whatever, it's like, thank God we have the courts.
The court of public opinion is brutal. It's like rule by mob. And and
it used to be many a government ran that way.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying maybe our government, and sometimes governments around the world.
Some around, I can tell you, there are some around the world. The presumption of innocence before guilt is not really common around the world.
Now, before I forget, you wanted to bring up I wanted school me up on a martyr.
Not school you. No, I want to share with you something I find fascinating. Shane, my good friend, we were talking out in the porch the other night. He says, "Have you heard of St. Longinus?" I said, "I've heard of him." And so here's a great story of conversion, of power, of martyrdom. St. Longinus is attributed in the Gospels of Nicodemus and the apocryphal text to be, though it's mentioned in John, the sword, the lance that pierces the side of Jesus was through the centurion. His name was Longinus. And his water and blood splashed upon him. He was he was almost blind, like very, very nearsighted, and his eyes were healed completely, and he converted. And he went AWOL. He left the Legion to go learn. Yeah. And so they catch up with him. In I think he's in Judah at the time. In Pontius, I believe it's Pontius Pilate that brings him before him and says, "What is this? You've left you've left our legions, and now you've become this preacher of this false king." We demand that you bow before the gods, and there was a hall with the gods. He had an axe with him, and he chops the head of Hermes off, and he goes, "Now what will your gods do in my anger against them? Nothing," he said. So they pull his teeth out, cut his tongue out, yet he could speak fluently even without his tongue. And then they finally put him to death. But I just think it's a cool martyrdom. Longinus, maybe there's some embellishment in there, I don't know, but...
Oh, no, that is, I pulled up on Grok the story, and you told the story quite well. His Veneration feast day, he's venerated in the Catholic Church, the Eastern Orthodox, and the Armenian Apostolic Churches. October 16th is the current Catholic feast day, and in the Eastern Orthodox Church as well. Pre-69, Rome used to do it on March 15th.
Well, what's neat is that lance now is considered one of the 5 artifacts, like the Ark, like the Grail.
Yeah, his relics rest in the church at St. Augustine in Rome.
That's what they say.
And fragments of the Holy Lance is enshrined in one of the 4 great pillars beneath the dome of St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican City.
What's funny, Joey? I've looked at the entire list of martyrs that are recognized. Each has a unique story.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's just like, wow, would you be willing to do that? And that's how you got to judge yourself against those kind of men.
Absolutely.
And women.
Amen. And again, it seems like our culture is so removed from that. But people are keeping the flame alive and keeping the faith alive in the stories. And you read some of them, and obviously your modern mind goes, that might be just legend, or like Polycarp of Smyrna is an incredible story. His martyrdom, and he's an old man when he's martyred, and it's just this epic story and defiance against the Romans. It's just an incredible story. But and some of it is like, I don't know but when you start to open up and realize, no, the world isn't reducible to just atoms and stuff, just matter. The world is not, this experience is not reducible to all these categories, these clever categories that we come up with. That there's something much more, that even when we're correct in our science, there's something much deeper than our science doesn't get all the way to the bottom.
As a fan of cryptozoology, of supernatural things, I tell people, when I say supernatural, all that means is science can't explain it. It is beyond the realm of man's grasp and understanding. And God's majesty is so great and so profound and so total in all things it can do that anything is possible. It could exist and could happen. And that's the truth. God is omnipotent and omniscient.
Yeah, and I don't know, this is just, I think, an age of great upheaval where a lot of these stable institutions, secular institutions, are now falling to pieces. And as much as I fully confess and admit, and I don't even have to, I did it publicly for a while, and actually stand by it, I cheered on kind of the downfall of, say, all these institutions of liberal boomerdom.
Yep.
Especially the media.
You have.
I often said at the time, now this doesn't mean it'll all be come up roses, because what's going to happen is now we don't have trusted institutions. And are they trustworthy? No. So we can't trust them. But what we need to do now is build. And thank God, J.D. Vance is saying a lot of similar things. I think he's hitting the right notes, not just on a political level, but on a deeper level.
He is.
What you need to do now is build new trusted institutions. And instead, what we've got is just everybody's being led by the nose of their own unbelief.
Unbelief is the right term.
Yeah. And that's a terrible place to be. Like, I don't know what's true, so I'll just go with wherever my jackal cynicism takes me.
One of the I think one of the malaises of the digital, what I call the digital divide, is people become, and on top of that, it's the indecision that's created. It's there's people get vapor locked on the data and all the stuff that's being pushed. And what you said just there about recreating or creating new institutions of trust, that's a Herculean task, and it's going to take time.
Absolutely. Yeah, and some of it is you don't have to recreate the wheel because there are these other institutions that aren't secular.
That's right.
That have, despite all their many flaws being run by sinners, they have still stood the test of time. The gates of hell have yet to prevail against the church and will never prevail.
They will never prevail.
And so, like, you realize, oh, we don't have to just start from scratch. Like, there's this incredible, like, you just shared a little bit of the tradition. There are so many different aspects of the tradition as well that, like, oh, maybe if we look at that, learn that, and then do our level best in big ways and small ways to help rebuild, it'll be all right.
The Age of Enlightenment has betrayed us in many ways.
Yes.
So,
absolutely. The American founders were
brilliant.
Yeah, it's better than the French, I'll put it that way. They took the good of the Enlightenment, but made sure to keep that Christian basis. And yes, we are a Christian nation.
The French, they frolic with their face and fight with their feet and keep a white hanky in their back pocket just in case.
Frolic. I like that euphemism.
Well, it starts with an F. So
yeah, no, that's a good euphemism. You've been frolicking recently?
No. Yeah, well, yes.
This guy frolics.
He's a frolicker.
Yeah.
you mother frolicker.
Right.
My dad called him fire truck words. He would never say it. But one time I heard my dad drop the F-bomb, and I'll share this with you. We would go fishing, me and my brother, my dad. I swear to you, Joey, the man never got a chance to put his line in. He was always untangling ours. And I'm thinking, Dad, how do you don't enjoy this? You can't be enjoying this. So I would bring my 22 lever action Marlin rifle with me, and I'd shoot around the pond. And my brother's like, he's scared the fish. He's scared the fish. Don't bring him. One day, we get out of the Dodge Power Ram, and we're down at the gravel pit fishing. And I don't know. I think my brother did it. I don't think it was me, but we had our lines tangled. And one of the barbs go right through my dad, the fat, right through this part of his hand, and injected it.
With the thumb and
I
pointer.
watched my dad go, frolic it, boys, get in the truck, we're going home. And he took a pair of needle nose pliers that had a clip, and he clipped the top of it off, pulled it out, and he was pretty livid. He was pretty livid.
Yeah. No, I got a freaking hook through my hand.
Frolic it.
It's not just in there a little bit. Ooh.
Good times. That's the only time I ever heard him drop an F-bomb.
That's pretty.
And it was worthy of it. And that's when Chad, my brother's going, I told you we shouldn't be bringing him with us fishing, Dad. He said, I was like, oh, it's your fault.
This is part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. You want to be a man like Troy's dad?
Yeah, stand the man.
Yeah, you want to actually feel like you're a man? Maybe you once did, and you want to feel that way again. Right. Maybe you never have, but you kind of heard it's nice.
There's help.
Well, they can help you out there at Montgomery Men's Health. They were born from a history of treating men in Alabama for ED and low T for almost 15 years. So it's a real history. It's not like they just put up a shingle yesterday or just popped on, say, low T peptide stuff onto a current practice that's never done this.
Right.
No, the urologists and medical providers there in Montgomery have been, making getting better easy for men, especially if you need to know your numbers, your testosterone numbers. It's key. It's often an underlying cause of a lot of different problems.
PSA, right?
You also get your PSA.
That's right. That's important for
It's
men.
a nice marker for, say, prostate health.
Yes, it is.
And often pills don't work for everybody. And even when they do, a lot of guys deal with the headache, the flush face, all the side effects nobody loves. So the pills haven't worked, never worked, or maybe you just generally feel like crap. You can, of course, get an ED evaluation there at Montgomery Men's Health, or just get a lab work done, lab workup of your blood. $99 testosterone test. You get your numbers in about an hour.
That's amazing.
And of course, they're on the peptide game too,
They
as
are,
well.
sure.
Simmerlin and
the Wolverine,
and NAD
peptide.
plus. Yeah, both of them are great.
Good.
So ask about them if you're just looking for a little extra help in your health journey as a man. So check them out today. You can always call, make an appointment at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or you can book online at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you, especially the good-looking gal at the front desk. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Soldier Boy.
What's up?
Hey, I just want to tell you, I know you were so totally optimistic and positive about the peace in Iran it was going to hold. But like I told you, and Troy and I both tried to tell you, you're dealing with tribal people. They can lie, cheat, steal, murder against the infidel. It's in the Quran.
Mhm.
And Mr. Trump finally admitted it. What do you call them? Scums? Crazies?
Yeah.
He was being kind.
But he said, you know, the
But he-
problem I have, Soldier Boy, what Trump says, I think it's over. I think this is no.
Yeah,
There's
it doesn't
no
sound like
thinking.
it.
Doesn't no thinking. No more talking. No more signaling. No more warning. Do it, man. Good God,
You know
do it,
that-
man.
Do you remember when Trump first ran for president? He was in a debate, and I forgot which person up there. I forgot who it was. But if we're going to go into a war, give them the tools, give them the equipment, give them the mission, and finish it.
Stay
and
out of
get
the way. Stay out of the way, and let them do their job. Put steel on target. Find and fix it, and destroy the enemy. That's what we do.
You know,
So you're telling me
Yeah, I
I was
remember.
wrong, but the president's still holding my position?
No, I think. Listen, here's what I think, guys. I want both of you to consider this and feedback. There was a legitimate munitions scare shortage for a while because of the interceptors that we burn up, okay? But we're coming up with new techniques. So look at the last barrage that just occurred. I believe the IRGC fired off almost 300 drones and missiles. Only 2 got through, really, and no fatalities. So we're figuring out this equation.
And also, the part of the deal that Vance and the Gulf Arabs, everybody came up with, was expecting Iran not to play ball, and so they have created a python financially and with bombs on target.
Absolutely.
Like so. Okay.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah.
Troy, when I was in the Green Zone in Baghdad, I ate, slept, and lived with the Special Forces, Army Special Forces.
Yeah.
And a lot of those guys. And I saw one thing when I watched them. They're very specifically trained for a certain.
They're mission specific, and they have a team that's constructed of many
Exactly.
different specialists in it. Yeah.
Exactly. I had a trailer, a 2-person trailer with one of them,
Yeah.
and he was the man. He was coming in at night. But you know, here's one thing we got. What's that? Is that Kyle Island? What's that island that's got the oil and everything on it?
Clark.
It's one of the islands.
The main one is Clark, Kharq, I think it is.
Clark. Okay, Clark Island. Simple. Say a prayer this weekend, Joey. If you want to say prayer, say a prayer for those Marines when they take that island, because there are going to be some people meeting some virgins that this weekend.
No, they're going to be
Because
surprised.
finally,
aren't they?
we're going to. They're going to be surprised if you're trained with the best people. Trained. I hate to say. Can I say that, Troy? They're trained killers. And they are.
They are. No, their job is lethality. That's what they do. Yeah.
That's the way they train. Because I had a first sergeant. It was a gunny sergeant, and he said, "It's a GDMF day today, Sergeant Soldier Boy."
Yeah.
And I said, I looked at my female captain in the Pentagon, and I said, "Man, we'd be in social action with that kind of language." He says, "You got to understand, they're trained a specific way, and they're bred a certain way, and they have a different mission than us. And thank God we have them."
Hey,
So we sleep late at night. I slept good in the green zone at the front gate because I knew those 18, 19-year-old teenagers were going to make sure that I woke up tomorrow morning, that we weren't going to get ambushed. You know what I mean?
Hey, Ranger,
And hit really
I'm going to
hard.
say that. You're right, but Rangers still lead the way. Don't ever forget that.
Okay, all right. And another thing, I don't know if I ever told you that story. I was in the land shop, the local area network, and I had a Navy guy there, and he said, "I don't know why the Navy's here, because we didn't have in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, we didn't have no Navy ships there, but it was a one team, one fight." you know?
Absolutely, brother.
So
I mean, how
so
many?
we had a Navy guy, we had an Army guy, we had a Marine guy, and me, the Air Force guy.
Hey.
So we had a mortar shell off a pickup truck over our 20-foot T-wall, hits the back of our building. Cinder blocks are coming down. Sergeant Soldier Boy made love underneath his hard steel reinforced desk. Okay, because I'm a lover, not a fighter, Troy.
I know
okay?
that. You've told me that.
So I got it. That's right. And the Army guy kept on typing with dust. And the Army guy kept on, and Navy guy kept typing. But Lance Corporal Zagowski, my Marine, loaded up a chamber. I said, "Where are you going? Stay. You need to stay here." He says, "Nope." I said, "I've been bred and trained for this." He says, "I'm going to go out and kill me a raghead today." That's what I'm trained for, Sergeant Soldier Boy. That's what I'm here for, and that's the way I've been trained. And there are different. There's nothing. I don't. I thank God for them, because I slept good that night with knowing that they were at the front gate.
Well, let me say.
You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
say this.
And another
I did.
thing is,
Let me say this. And here's what's interesting, Joey. There was what was neat about the global war on terror, which there was a lot of bad things, Joey. A lot of money spent, no results. But to Soldier Boy, you would agree with me. there was a lot of joint service activity. Hell, come on, let's be honest. You saw Coast Guardsmen over there. They were your customs guys going back home. So it was a one team, one fight for sure. Yeah.
And somebody better not give any crap to National Guards people either.
Listen, I got news for you. That's half of our combat force. That's half of our combat force. Half of our combat force are National Guardsmen.
And the governor needs to see that. But you know what's so funny was, when you're talking about an 06, okay? When you're 06 in the Air Force as a colonel, okay?
Yeah.
An 06.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that an 06 is different in the Navy.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
a captain.
rear
That's a
admiral or
captain.
something?
No, it's a captain. 06 is a captain.
Okay, I'm sorry. She was a captain.
Yeah.
He was a captain, which is an 03 in the Air Force, okay?
That's right.
But 03 in the Navy is like a colonel, right?
No, it's a lieutenant. A lieutenant is a captain. But hey, listen, we got to run. Thank you for your call. That was awesome stuff. But we'll talk about that offline if you want to. Yep. All right.
Yeah, thank you for repeating the story from yesterday.
I didn't know.
That was great. And I will continue to pray for peace and pray for the protection of our troops. Do it every morning.
Sure.
But I will also pray that Soldier Boy doesn't, get tissues and lotion as he's watching the war returns. Come on, calm down a little bit.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump making a statement today by refusing to sign a bill that he actually supports. He says he will not add his signature to a sweeping housing affordability bill. He's protesting Congress for not approving the SAVE Act, a strict voter ID bill that lacks sufficient support. And that's because some Republicans are also going along with Democrats in refusing to pass the bill. Oil prices have been lagging. The Brent crude cheaper by about 50 pennies a barrel at last glance. Most of America's lower 48 states about to be hit by a massive heat dome. The National Weather Service predicts this one will be what it calls significant and dangerous. So look at the numbers right now on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up 132 points. The NASDAQ up by 63. And the S&P 500 has clawed out about a 23-point gain so far. This is SRN News.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Mr. Electric of Montgomery. Mr. Electric, we've got the power to make things better. Visit MrElectric.com.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. If you've got evening plans tonight, it's a pretty standard forecast with random scattered showers and storms into the evening hours before fading out overnight. Very muggy tonight. Overnight low temperature in the middle 70s. Tomorrow's high in the mid 90s again with triple-digit heat indices. And again tomorrow with scattered afternoon and evening storms. Pretty routine forecast, but I think by Sunday and Monday, the number of storms on the radar will be increasing quite a bit. That as a frontal system approaches the state. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Montgomery police have arrested a teenager in connection with a shooting that killed 2 people last month. 19-year-old Dontrell Ladarius Jones has been charged with capital murder and 2 counts of first-degree assault. The shooting happened June 20th at the Raceway gas station on Eastern Boulevard. An adult male was pronounced dead at the scene. 2 others were wounded. A second adult male had been shot and killed a short distance away on Carmichael Road. Montgomery's sanitation department is adding temporary vehicles to its fleet. 6 white rental trucks are being used as a stopgap while the department deals with maintenance needs, repairs, and staffing changes. The rental trucks cost about $6,500 per month each, paid for with city tax dollars. It is unclear how long the rental trucks will be needed. A new court filing has been submitted for Malik Demetrius Millender, the 18-year-old charged in the drive-by shooting that claimed the life of 6-year-old Kaylee Taylor. According to the filing, Millender's mother is asking a judge to transfer him from the Montgomery County Jail. She claims her son has received death threats at the jail and fears for his safety. Millender is being held without bond. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Tired of spending your weekends fighting weeds, patchy grass, and a mower that never starts? Mosley Lawn Pros is the solution. They handle residential and commercial lawn maintenance, landscaping, cleanups, and property care, so you don't have to. They show up on time, do the job right, and leave your lawn looking sharp every time. Stop stressing over your yard and start loving it. When it comes to your lawn, call the crew your neighbors and local businesses trust. One call, one crew, problem solved. Mosley Lawn Pros, built on hard work, driven by quality. Find them today on Facebook or Google.
You want your floors to scream new, fresh, and stylish. But if yours are groaning, tired, old, and outdated, you're in luck. Because at Prattville Carpet, you can revitalize your floors while you save on the best brands available with perfect and professional installation and Prattville's unbeatable lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Start shopping for your floors right now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
One more day.
What was that, Eddie Bader?
Kind of sounds like that "Hold On for One More Day" Total Chick song.
Bill to it.
No, I feel like this is Soldier Boy watching the war on Fox News.
He's enjoying it.
Just
He's
going,
got a beer,
the war
he's
channel,
popcorn.
going to town on himself. Anyway.
Remember, Joey, before you masturbate, think of the kittens, please. God puts a kitten every time.
Yeah, maybe just don't do it.
There you go.
Goodness gracious. Welcome back into the program. How you doing, Eddie Bader?
I'm doing well, man. A little sore from the sod and stuff, but I'm doing good.
Mm. Now, not to start on such a phallic note, but we already did.
Okay.
And you think it's just the depravity of modern times. Like all the penis jokes.
Yeah, a lot of that.
All right. And just men can't shut up about it.
Right.
Right.
Insecurity.
Right. Well, have you ever heard of the, what is it, the Bayeux tapestry?
I can't say I have.
It's being returned to the UK for the first time in 1,000 years. But it's a real, like, interesting thing. But let me just read the straight up part about it.
Okay.
It's going to return home. It's an iconic Bayeux tapestry. But it's calling attention to a long-running debate over, well, how many particular things are on this tapestry. It's a 230-foot artifact.
Oh, wow.
It's a massive tapestry.
A banner.
It was woven in the UK in the 11th century. So what? That's the thousands, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'd call it.
But had been removed by Bayeux Normandy shortly after its creation. was whisked 350 miles from France to the British Museum overnight on July 10th during a top-secret operation. We've just witnessed something rather extraordinary, declared the institution's director, Nicholas Cullinan.
Cage.
Yeah. Gotta steal I gotta kidnap the president. Steal the Declaration of Independence. I forgot how good Harvey Keitel is in those movies.
I do love Harvey Keitel, but I did went down a rabbit hole on his biography. A terrible, terrible man.
Is he?
Terrible, terrible man.
Actually, him doing full frontal in that one really fits this story. The tapestry depicts 58 scenes of events leading up to the Battle of Hastings and the Norman conquest of England in 1066.
1066, right, yeah.
A pivotal moment that reshaped the country's ruling class, transformed the national language from English to French, and bound the two countries closer together. However, there's another aspect of this bayou or whatever you want to call it. There are different pronunciations. This tapestry, 230-foot tapestry. So it has all these scenes, like 58 scenes. There's a debate over how many different phalluses it shows. For many years, a debate has raged on the number of penises depicted in the tapestry, evoking a sort of X-rated I Spy book of sorts. Professor George Garnett, a medieval history expert at Oxford, who claims to be the first to tally the tapestry's tallywhackers, claimed he counted 93 in a 2018 article for History Extra. Wait, you're Oxford, and you're a medieval history expert. Like, are you great with
in
Well, that would be like...
Yeah, that would be like are you helping to reinvigorate, recapitulate the Arthurian legends, or like
That's where Tolkien was at, remember? Tolkien was at Oxford.
Fairy stories and
right,
stuff.
right.
But no, this guy, Professor George Garnett's like, I recently just published a paper where I counted the number of penises on the tapestry. 5 belonged to men, per the piece, while a whopping 88 were equine, horses.
Yes.
With Norman leader William the Conqueror's steed boasting the largest. To the best of my knowledge, no one has yet tallied the number of penises, Garnett bragged.
This is what you do in your off time?
No,
I don't. Kind of stories you go look at.
Do you think I work at Oxford?
No.
No.
You're too cool for that.
However, this number was disputed. He didn't count the number of penises correctly, gentlemen. And he's a professor at Oxford.
Well, he's not a math professor.
Right.
It was disputed. That's when Dr. Christopher Monk stepped in, a self-proclaimed medieval scholar, an expert on Anglo-Saxon nudity.
You could specialize in that? In white people's nudity?
Who claimed he counted one more on a running man in a tunic, potentially putting the total at 94. I am in no doubt that the appendage is a depiction of male genitalia, the missed penis, shall we say, Monk declared on a podcast. The detail is surprisingly anatomically fulsome. You seem uncomfortable, Eddie Becker.
Well, yeah.
However, Garnett stood by his original assessment, claiming the so-called penis on that was the scabbard of the figure's dagger.
I've always seen that. I like carrying a Bowie knife in a phallic-shaped sheath.
But no, like, of all the things that you could talk about with this historic artifact, about the history of, well, what was once the mother country of this country, you've got people at Oxford on podcast arguing over the number of penises and how many are of men and how many are of horses.
So there's an artist in Troy, Alabama. I have it on good advice from Sam Adams, the guy that runs the glass shop there on 231. Okay. He's good friends with him, and he hides a penis in every piece of art he does, and his mom always looks for it. I think he still lives with his mom.
I thought that was a deal with Joe Camel, that they didn't pay him. So if you look at the art of the Joe Camel,
that's probably. Yeah.
And speaking of hiding penises, Alabama chapters of the Daughters of the American Revolution fight against the transgender inclusion of men identifying as women.
They don't want nobody in their group?
That's good. Probably not.
Women throughout Alabama are joining the national fight to preserve the integrity of Daughters of the American Revolution, also known as DAR,
Yep. Sounds like a planet in Game of Thrones.
By ensuring the membership remains as its founders intended, limited to women. They are fighting the infiltration of men who identify as women. It's absurd.
It's beyond absurd. Who does this? Did somebody really do this?
Well, the fight reached a fever pitch when national leadership stacked the deck, ignoring the will of members from around the nation to force a vote at its 135th Continental Congress in late June. In a 12-hour closed-door meeting that read more like a hostage negotiation, leadership presented the opinion of a rabidly outspoken pro-LGBTQ plus lawyer that attempts to block men who identify as women would be illegal.
Just trying to make a case.
Although a second legal opinion, in line with recent Supreme Court decisions, was available, members were not presented with both opinions. According to the website, the Alabama Society of DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution, was established in 1894 and today has over 4,000 members.
Yeah.
In 71 chapters across the state.
You have to be able to trace your lineage directly to a progenitor that was affiliated or involved with the American Revolution. I'm a son of the American Revolution.
6 of those 71 chapters from across the state have joined a call to hold a meeting to update the national bylaws that define women. Those chapters are being called resolute chapters. 1819 News spoke to 4 members from around the state who are firm in their belief that the organization needs to adopt formal measures to protect the organization. It just, like,
I just didn't know that was a.
I didn't know it either.
I mean, I see you now. It sounds like a lawyer trying to make a name for himself and whatever, but come on.
No, it's just like, it's nothing, it's everything.
Sad.
It's just sad.
I mean,
You're right, Eddie.
It's just pathetic.
You're absolutely right.
So could these particular people not make it in the male version of that, so they wanted to be in the female version of that? They couldn't be sons of the Confederacy?
Yeah,
They
because I
wanted to
guess
be
you still
daughters?
have to your point, Troy, do the lineage.
You have to.
Yeah.
So so you're a great grandson, but you now feel like a woman, and so you want to be part of the women's
Should
society.
be a son or a daughter.
Grandpappy would agree with that.
Maybe they should do a trans of the American Revolution, a tar.
Yeah.
A tar.
Yeah.
Tar and feather?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. That would work too. Some of these judges,
bring back
these
the
activist
tar.
judges, listen, let me tell you something. If you did that and getting that off of your skin and just people ridiculing you in public, oh man, that'd end a lot of this.
Now I remember learning about that in school.
Yeah.
And like it was just the drawings and stuff.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
in Tar and Feather in Boston. And then it wasn't until that John Adams miniseries where they kind of did a fairly real, and I'm sure it was holding back what it would
it had to
actually
be.
be.
It's pretty
Like,
brutal.
okay, that's awful.
It's pretty brutal.
That's pretty intense.
Well,
Right
well,
there.
what's crazy is down here we study that Alabama history, and like I said, you saw the pictures and things. Well, went back, moved to Alaska later on. Well, we had to take that again, and when that came up down here, nobody was really that shocked. Up there, it was the crazy. They were like, "Oh my God, what kind of person would put hot tar on somebody and then feather them?" Yeah, that's what it takes.
Those were pissed off at you, like you won't listen.
And I was so taken aback because again, down here we just accepted it. Yeah, I can see that. And there they were a bit taken aback by that.
Now there are many different doors we could go through going forward. We could do the door of the Democratic Party is gone crazy. Got a bunch of clips from Katie Britt, John Fetterman. They're besties for the resties. Newt Gingrich, and even Victor Davis Hanson jumping in saying Mondami is the very product of privilege he tells New Yorkers to hate. That's one door.
Okay.
But then there's another door. The headline is Man lived in national forest for 8 years, creating thousands of pounds of trash.
That's possible.
Yeah.
And then another is sophisticated scheme to steal rare books from UCLA for you nerds out there.
I like that.
You want to talk about the one in Birmingham where I think they found a couple bodies and they've just been digging up this well for the last couple of days in Pell City?
Where?
No, we can talk about that too.
Okay.
But of those three, y'all seem most interested in the man in the national.
Oh, yeah.
forest. All right.
So I like the books too.
Yeah, I mean the books is a good heist. Even what you're stealing is a book.
Don't talk about
Nerd.
that. There's some missing from the Auburn.
Yeah, I was going to
University.
say, I thought everyone's stolen books before, right?
It's easy to
Didn't think it
do.
was
Put
something
it
we
in your
talked
book bag and go.
Right.
Yeah, so a man has pleaded guilty to charges related to living in an Arizona national forest for 8 years.
Wow.
a Forest Service officer who found the man in a campsite containing about a half ton of trash.
Good Lord.
Called it one of the worst residential cases he'd ever seen. Mark Aaron Gates, 65, pleaded guilty to a violation of fire restrictions and residential use of the forest without a permit, according to the District of Arizona's U.S. Attorney's Office. Gates was sentenced to time served and 3 years of probation. So they didn't even put him in prison.
Dude, he's living in the desert.
Right.
Leave him alone.
Like, he can't do that. But,
Yeah, you're right. You can't
but he
do that.
did for a while.
Until somebody walked far enough and ran upon him, yeah.
The officers found Gates about half a mile into an unmarked dirt trail in Tonto National Forest on June 25th.
Half mile? He didn't go deep enough.
No. Nobody found him, though.
Yeah,
It must be very remote.
Forest visitors had filed complaints about several large structures and several years' worth of trash. A federal citation filed June 29 said, in a previous citation in May, an officer observed 1,000 pounds of trash, including tires, plastic bags, trash bags, aluminum cans.
Where's he getting tires from?
And other items. I want to know what's in the other items section.
Probably, yeah. Phallic symbols.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Some sort, yep.
Those structures, honey, we're just having a family trip.
That's right. What is that? My God.
Told you we shouldn't have come to Arizona.
Kids, cover your eyes.
But visits to many national forests, including Tonto, are limited to a 14-day period.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes sense. There was roughly half an acre of resources ruined due to so much trash and goods on the ground for an extended period of time. So, yeah, it was like he probably could have gotten away with it if he had been a little more discreet and gone deeper.
Yeah. But I mean, you're complaining about the trash, really. I mean, come on.
Gates had encounters with officers over the past year, according to the citation, with at least 6 outstanding federal arrest warrants for building a campfire during fire season.
I'm sure because they probably come to him and said, you can't do this. He said, okay, thank you. Now go away because you can't stop me.
Right. Unsanitary conditions around his camp, building a structure on national forest lands, and digging holes into the land. Why was he digging holes?
Where are you supposed to poop at?
Yep. As soon as I asked, I know.
Called a cat trench.
Yeah. That's just
Cat
a gimme.
trench.
We call them cat trenches and latrines in the military. But if you're an Indian, a Pajit, you just poop on the street.
Right. Keep on going.
They're working on that.
Are they?
And a lot of mainland China, too.
Listen, a good friend of ours, Jack Burns, was over in Rome. He said, Troy, I watched a man climb on top of a trash can and just drop trowel and poo-poo.
No, but if you think about it for a second, like, how long does it take to acculturate? You now have indoor plumbing, like you have the technology, but you have literally billions of people, and billions of them in India and China are dirt poor and have been living that way forever. It's like, stop that.
600.
Why? We've been doing it for a long time.
It's estimated over 600,000 people a year die from dysentery and other things there.
It's disgusting. And
it's not a second world. It's really third world.
Yeah, very
just
much
because
so.
they got nuclear power and make
And
pharmaceuticals doesn't make them
like, say you're
space program.
Say you are Indian and you live in like New Delhi and you're like in the nice part.
Yeah.
And you're like, look, there's like 60 million of us that don't do that. And we get blamed for the other
million that do.
Meanwhile, down the Ganges, there's a couple bodies floating and they're taking a bath and drinking potable water out.
Well, don't blame me for that.
Imagine taking a bath and I'll let him borrow that hand.
I saw what you did back there. He goes to G.
Oh.
Go clean your mess up. The world's not your litter box.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty much just that story. Yeah, the fact he lived there for that long is actually, there's slightly impressive.
They've got some places like that in Alaska where you're not allowed to. It's a national forest, so you're not allowed to build on it. People do, of course. People want to get away and stuff, and they do go far enough down. But when the I don't know if it's the game wardens up there who does.
It's the rangers. It's the national park rangers, and they go out and they specifically
they look
comb areas on a map because they find structures and stuff out there.
But up there, they got caught, and it's not a bad thing. But they would lure the people away, and then while they were away, they'd burn their place down.
Tear it down. Yep.
So this other story is about a 39-year-old from Fremont, California, named Jeffrey Ying, who received a year of home confinement and credit for time already served in custody. So it was a real big deal.
Oh, I mean,
look, Mom, I'm like Galileo stuck at home.
I mean, his mom, because he's going to be stuck with her for a while.
Well, you know what's funny? He'll probably be living with his mom even 2 weeks after
Either way,
she's dead in the bed. That was on the King of the Hill episode.
Yang pleaded guilty in October in Los Angeles federal court to one felony count, restitution for the stolen items, which included A 1685 Chinese manuscript valued at nearly $16,715 will be determined at a later date. Prosecutors detailed how Ying stole rare books and manuscripts worth nearly $216,000 from UCLA's library between December 2024 and July 2025. How do you even begin to start doing that?
You're successful the first time.
That's right. You keep going.
Yeah, but how do you fence that?
Book back.
Well, that's what I was wondering. How you'd have to know some real nerds.
Yeah, like
I have a feeling, though, the library is not as closely monitored as you would expect
no.
it should be. Even the rare book holdings.
Yeah, his method involved renting the documents, transporting them to the Bay Area, and then returning a counterfeit manuscript in place of the authentic original.
There you go.
Huh.
That's pretty smooth.
Federal prosecutors noted that Yang typically traveled to China within days of these thefts.
There you go.
Getting paid.
No, so maybe it's just like this is Chinese spycraft, but instead of like national security, it's like we want our documents.
Arts and humanities, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it's like the Indiana Jones of China.
Or the Nick Cage.
Yeah.
China.
Of China. Now, I want to meet the Nick Cage of China. If there's a Nick Cage of China.
You know there is. There's every one of us in Chinese. There's a Chinese version of everyone.
There's enough of them. There's certain to replicate one of us at least.
I see Joey's there all the time. In China.
Yeah, but in China?
I see Joey's pictures of Joey all the time in China.
Actually, I've seen him recreated as a terracotta warrior in the grave.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
When he has his hair back like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do kabuki theater?
You wish.
You do the
wish.
the Diki dance, you do?
Well, yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of money for old manuscripts and books.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, so that's an estimated value, but the problem with stolen art is what?
Yeah,
in America, you
get
can't just
50% on the
resell it, but
dollar.
you could go to China and get
but you might get 50 cents on the dollar because it is stolen. You can't brag that you got it.
Yeah.
Although there are people out there that do, I'm sure. But
272-9228 if you want to get on the conversation. It's 334-272-9228. We got to hit a break here. But first, this part of the program brought to you by Invista Advisors. And they're at Invista Advisors, the whole team, including, of course, Austin Baranco, who runs the brokerage desk there, as well as all the other experts that help you with financial planning. They can help you out. Yes, on asset management, on running that stock portfolio for you, you're earning your money, wherever you are in life and what sort of, say, risk threshold you want. But they can also do financial planning, whether you're just starting out or could be you're more middle-aged or it could be you're more closer to retirement and want to just make sure, maybe you're near the end of life. You want to just make sure everything's buttoned up.
Right.
It could be you started a nonprofit and for a while you ran it out of the living room and now it's actually working. It's gotten popular and you don't have time to manage it. Don't have really, it was a great idea that grew bigger than you. Yeah. Well, they have great consultants there, help you with nonprofit endowments, or maybe all your money's tied up in a small business and you need help, especially as you start hitting the 50s, 60s, and you're like, am I going to do this the rest of my life running this business? Well, they can help you out. Whatever your financial needs might be there at Invista Advisors. You can always go to InvistaAdvisors.com to learn more, but I say just call them direct at 387-0094. That's 387-0094, and be sure to tell them that Joey on the radio sent you. Cool. Yeah, we do have to hit a break anyway. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Do you suffer every time you try to wear good-looking shoes, but you don't want to wear ugly shoes just because they're comfortable? The Good Feet store wants to help you wear heels, boots, and dress shoes again in comfort.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
a new year brings new opportunities, and right now the market is starting to shift.
Interest rates are beginning to come down, which means more buying power and more options for buyers who've been waiting.
If you're thinking about buying a home, this could be the moment to take that next step.
And whether you're buying, selling, or investing, having experience on your side matters more than ever.
At Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, we're also growing our team.
If you're an experienced agent ready to make a difference in this market and want to be part of a team that values knowledge, support, and results, call Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, where opportunity meets experience.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a political activist.
That's right, man.
And could you please explain to us your red cap with the letters MMRGA?
Yeah, man, this is my MARGA hat.
MARGA?
Yeah, man, that stands for Make My Retirement Great Again.
I see.
And to do that, what you need to do is call David Ernest,
the asset preservationist.
That's right, man. You can call David at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
And I understand that's a toll-free number.
Yeah, man. Get David Ernest on the case, and your retirement will be great again.
And you make these hats?
I do. Here's a whole pile left from the last administration.
And they say CPWABD.
Yeah, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude.
And as you said, there's a whole pile here.
Well, there wasn't much demand.
I can dig it.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
At Montgomery Men's Health, we saw a bunch of patients last month. Almost none came because of an ad. They came because something happened. A fight with a wife who finally said, "Get help." A breakup. A new relationship that made them aware of things they used to ignore. A photo a friend tagged them in. One guy said he just stared at himself in the mirror. And that was enough. If today's your day, call right now. 334-440-3663. I'm Dr. Smith, urologist and advisor to Montgomery Men's Health. Built on almost 15 years of treating men in Alabama, one patient at a time. Dedicated to ED, low T, and male performance. Here's what happens when you call. We book you this week. We'll get a lab in an hour. For ED, we walk you through your real options at the same visit. A plan before you leave. Don't let today turn into next year. Call now. 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Pizza Perfect is carrying over the $10 buffet for July. They also have the perfect deal to feed your family tonight. Order any large pizza and get an order of boneless wings free. Pizza Perfect is known for their all-you-can-eat buffet, including pizza, spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink, and it's only $10 in July. Available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Buy any large pizza, get an order of boneless wings on the house at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook, pickup and delivery.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Truckers, listen up. A $2,500 sign-on bonus only at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Work for a company that puts God and family first. 855-777-9785. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. If you've got evening plans tonight, it's a pretty standard forecast with random scattered showers and storms into the evening hours before fading out overnight. Very muggy tonight. Overnight low temperature in the middle 70s. Tomorrow's high in the mid-90s again with triple-digit heat indices. And again tomorrow with scattered afternoon and evening storms. Pretty routine forecast, but I think by Sunday and Monday, the number of storms on the radar will be increasing quite a bit. That as a frontal system approaches the state. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is a Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
How you conduct yourself in a democracy.
Joey Clark. Okay, welcome back to the program. Now, we could go down this rabbit hole of what's the quote from Katie Britt? They actually hate America. Yeah, I think that's what she said. And
wise words.
Newt Gingrich predicting the potential collapse of the oldest political party in the world because the Democratic Party goes all the way back to Old TJ, Thomas Jefferson.
But didn't it almost collapse before the Clintons came and bailed it out with the money they stole out of the Haiti fund?
No, I think that came later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Haiti thing happened, I think, after they become like president.
I remember they were really
And
broke
First
at
Lady.
one point, like to the point of
At the end of his presidency.
Okay.
That's when I think that's when they did the Haiti thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Like and how could they get rich? It's like, well, maybe you could build complexes that don't actually benefit the Haitians, and maybe some of that money ends up in your friends' pockets, and your
even
friends hang
exists.
out with you.
Sounds like Alabama.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's plenty of that goes on. Oh, I can't help myself.
Right.
But, Robert from Florida, you're on there. Who's this?
This is Robert from Florida.
Hey, Robert, how you doing, bud?
Good. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Hey, speaking of Haiti, as much money as the Clinton Foundation got, the place ought to look like the Atlanta. So, it ought to be one big resort.
Yep.
But hey, I was listening to your ads during the break, and Corn Pop was a really bad dude. He ripped me off on a dime bag. He gave me oregano, and there was nothing I could do about it. Just
That happens to everybody once in a while.
Yeah, I told him he looked like Esther Williams, and he said, "Hey, I remember that whole Biden clip. It's a nightmare that still haunts me in my sleep."
Hey guys, I had to have surgery. I haven't listened to you guys this week much, and but you probably covered it. But did you guys see the during the 4th of July weekend, the girl on the bus? They tried to make the new Rosa Parks right out the gate.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was all the
You guys
Patriot
already-
Front guys, Eddie.
Yeah.
We didn't cover it in
Yeah.
detail, so Eddie, it's like a Subway.
Yeah, they're trying to make it look like
And
Rosa
it's like all the
On
SPLC
the
funded
Metro.
Patriot Fund. That's just
okay.
maybe it's not SPLC, but it doesn't
Yeah,
look
that pipe,
real.
yeah.
And it was her sitting there alone, and it looked like, look at this poor black woman surrounded by all these white
Mask, they had a
nationalists.
mask on
But then,
and
Robert,
stuff,
what was found out about her?
Well, if you can find some of the videos on YouTube, it's starts with an A, Asperger's Gold or something like that.
Mm.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, but anyway, there's videos there that show her. She was arrested shortly before that. I believe the same morning she was arrested for indecent exposure. She was pooping on the bus.
Oh.
So speaking of pooping in public,
Not
she
in
was
India
busted
either.
pooping on the bus.
Right, and somebody on X very, very sweetly and gently said, "We call her Rosa Sharts."
Oh, nice. Nice.
She was in her best behavior there when those guys were on the bus. So she was in very good behavior.
I don't know. It's just amazing how much can one photo, and you're like, oh, and then you see the full clip.
Yeah.
You're like, maybe I don't like her or the guys in the back.
There had to be none of them. Yeah. Hey, Robert, there had to be video of that from the security system on the metro or something. I didn't see that.
I definitely know there were stills of it. And well, there was a video. You could tell her moving back and forth like what she was trying to do.
Yeah. That's
Coax it out. Coax it out, man.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I had, guys.
Good
Thank
stuff,
you.
man.
Thank you, Robert.
272.
Could go either way.
You never know.
You okay?
Good today. Good today.
Here tomorrow?
Maybe tomorrow's a different day.
272-9228. It's 334-272-9228.
By the way, I waited, dude, until like 4:30 for
Mhm.
you yesterday. You stood me up on the whole sod, realignment.
I never
situation.
agreed to that.
Oh, he didn't show up for you either? Really?
Yeah.
Seems like there's a pattern starting to develop with Joey's reliability.
I will say, hold on.
What is with
I will
men of a certain
defend
age
him on the
presuming I
one.
said yes?
If there's a woman involved, yay. But I know there was no woman involved yesterday. Joey went home, then he went to the church, and then he probably went back home.
You think I tell you everything?
No, I got your Apple tag on you. I know exactly.
No, I went to the church, then I went to the man church over in Hope Hole.
Oh, you did go. Those would have been some great guys to bring down there, and we could have spread that sod out.
They were tired.
I was too.
One of the guys, he had to say an extra prayer because he almost got run over by a flatbed. Somebody turning too quickly and almost wrecked his new truck.
Yeah. Ooh, his new truck?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it took too tight of a turn. He's like, hey.
There's a lot of industrial activity over there.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's where Shane goes to, man church at too. My friend Shane, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a small world.
It is. Over at the Methodist church, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
that's
we would say
Shane's
that's
church.
somebody's house.
That's where
but-
Shane, but that's
but
part of the group he meets with regularly.
Very cool. Yeah.
Hey,
We have one group like that, but we just play poker.
You just play poker?
they're not worried about their salvation.
You ever
Not that
read the
night.
Bible?
You ever thought about
No,
praying?
but I usually see him back in church on Sundays when I go.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
You know,
That's good.
Yeah.
Atoning for their
maybe
sins.
some type of fellowship, you know,
No, fellowship's good. Yeah, keep each other accountable.
as long as they keep
I
bringing
am my
money.
brother's keeper.
Well, because you get so caught up in your own life story, and of course it's your life.
Yeah, sure.
But like when it's so refreshing sometimes to hear somebody completely different, place in life, have like you can relate in very deep ways. Like even though you're just in such different spots in life, it's pretty great.
So there was this when I was a government GS. I was GS. I had to go out from 14 to 15. I had to go to this thing called Organizational Leadership for Executives in Kansas City at Fort Leavenworth, and they had a little exercise they did, Joey. And they took a box. They put a box in the middle of the room. They gave everybody a small piece of paper and a pen. And they said, write on this piece of paper the most heavy concern on your heart right now. Fold it up. Don't put your name on it. Throw it in the box. They shook it up. Then they handed it around. And they said, open it up. And my concern was, I'm worried about when I get back, whether I'm not going to be able to do something with the family or whatever. This one's like, I've been diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. And I'm thinking, it was a perspective changer to make sure you understand everybody carries a cross with them. And it, guys, it was profound. Some people are like, oh my God. Yeah, now the instructor would say, would you like to have your cares back now? You know, instead of the ones that were thrust on you.
That's a good point.
It was a
Good
very
exercise.
good exercise, Joey. A very good exercise.
Yeah, no, we covered just Colossians 1:24 through 29. And it's good because that's one of those verses where Paul's talking about the suffering and having to bring up men to be perfect in Christ or mature in Christ.
Right.
And it's an interesting note, and especially in my study Bible, interesting little footnote, because it kind of sounds like if you read it real quick, like, well, Jesus on the cross wasn't enough. It's like, no. That's not what that means.
That's right.
It means what's lacking is all this. We talked about this in the first hour. All the suffering that's in the world, all the pain, all the death, all that stuff. It's like, actually, if you understand, I will suffer that for the sake of the other, for love of God and love of other, then I will be brought up and I can help advance others down the cord, so to speak. So yeah, it's a good time though to see how that is applied to so many people's own personal situations, because there's a lot of different ways that we suffer and stuff. You suffer last night?
Yeah, a little bit. I got a cut on my thumb from that catfish.
Oh, really? Got you?
Well, yeah, he slid across my thumb. They got really sandpapery kind of lips.
What was it, a flathead?
Yeah, flathead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it slid across there like a little.
Yeah, I saw that video. I'm like, I wouldn't even know what to do. It's been a while since I've done any sort of fishing.
Oh, as far as like getting him off the hook and stuff? Oh, that's one thing you got
Especially
to do.
one that big, I was like,
That's what you got to do with the girls. They're not gonna
Unless you
take it
got
off
your brother tugging on the line the other way and your dad's trying to take it off.
All right.
So it went through my dad's hand. That's the only time I heard him drop an F-bomb.
Yep.
And you know what's funny fishing with my dad? I was telling Joey, he'd take his fishing. He never got a chance to throw the line in.
Yeah.
He was too busy unscrewing what we're doing.
Yep,
man.
that's how my
a good
dad was.
Now, if it's big enough, you just get pliers, right? Just pull it out.
Can't, but it's
Yeah.
it's kind of
You could do that, or you could just
do it the right way.
right. Just be a man and grab a
Just
hold of
grab
it.
a
If it's
hold
gonna
of
hurt, it's gonna hurt for a second. It ain't gonna.
What do you mean?
I mean, like this, it hurt for all of a second. And
Yeah, but now your thumb's messed up.
Speaking of which, I was down in the barn where Jim's at, and I got hit by some yellow jackets. And I want to tell you something.
yeah,
my
man.
my knee swole the size of like a half of a freaking baseball, man.
Yep.
Whew,
they
still
don't
hurts.
play, man.
They're
I got hit
nasty.
too.
But the one that hit me first, he fell down to the ground. And I stomped on him. The other one got me. I was like, all right. I'll be back with the flamethrower.
Oh yeah.
I'll be back down that hole real soon, boys.
I don't like them flying insects with the big stinger. They're just,
nasty.
especially the yellow jackets,
They hit
wasps.
multiple
they're
times,
just mean.
man. They hit multiple times, man.
Just mean. Eddie knows.
Oh yeah, they are.
They're
I got hit
foul-tempered.
7 times the other day, and then when we were, I was showing that guy some land the other day, and he asked about a copperhead. You ever get bit by a copperhead? I said, no. He said, well, you got hit by yellow jackets. I said, yeah, they're kind of on a regular. He said that copperhead was maybe a 2, where yellow jacket's pain level is a 7.
Oh yeah,
I would agree with that. I've been bit by a copperhead.
And that made me feel a little better because I assumed the
I would
copperhead was
agree
going
with
to be
that.
the.
No, it was actually relative. I rolled over in a sleeping bag at Fort Knox, and there was one in my bag, and it bit my calf.
Yeah.
They did all the. Took me to the medical center, but this one here, it still hurts today, man. I mean, it's throbbing.
Yeah,
Still.
the particular venom.
Yeah.
Like the neurotoxin is.
Yeah, he said he got bit on a Friday, and by Sunday he was good to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, you go to the hospital? Yeah, damn what?
No, and the definitive to go down the rabbit hole, it's from years ago, and I've mentioned it before, is the Coyote Peterson did this whole series. That's his name, Coyote Peterson, at least the name he used on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
where he went and got bit by
I do remember
a
that.
series of the most painful stings and bites.
I remember
And, like
the
stuff.
ants and
Did you see
wasp.
the huge desert centipede? I saw that
Why?
it came up in my feed the other day, and I'm like, like just the idea of putting that on your arm, just to feel it.
That's crazy.
And the way he reacts is like, I love how his first reaction was, "Oh, this is so much worse than a bullet ant."
Right. It reminds me of Will Ferrell when they get dropped down the well in Austin Powers and it's fire. It's happening. He's like, it won't shut up. It's happening.
I think it's starting to smell a little bit like almonds.
I'm
Let me try the other leg. Oh, not broken too.
I never understood the whole, even on what was that show with Knoxville and them, the pain.
Jackass.
I enjoyed watching it, but I never enjoyed enduring the pain like that.
No, those fellas, a lot of them are lucky. Well, some of them aren't alive.
Well, Knoxville, I think he's got a colostomy bag.
Oh, no, and that one
Jackass
scene,
too.
I can't remember which movie it was, where he was on a rocket.
Oh, yeah.
And the rocket malfunctioned and came out the side of the rocket. And if it had come out the top, it would have
killed him.
disemboweled him.
Yep.
Oh, it's just little moments like that where you're like, okay, you got a little lucky there.
I
dude.
think they were doing the, whatever they do with the bull, where they sit on like a seesaw, and the bull got him in the end, and that's how he ended up messing himself up internally.
Bulls are no joke, dude. Like that, you want to talk about a man?
Bovine.
Like the dudes that do the bull riding.
Yeah.
Like,
Or the matadors. The matadors.
yeah, that too.
All right, what about running with the bulls? You guys ever want to do that?
Nah, I'm good.
I'm no interest
I
in
want
that.
to watch. I want to go and watch. I want to watch so bad. Watch the carnage. I know that's terrible, but if you're dumb enough to do that,
What about rolling down that hill for the cheese balls or cheese wheels?
Yeah, that
You
big
ever
old-
seen
oh,
that?
yeah,
Over
yeah.
in England or somewhere.
Yeah,
People going, man, they're
people come
throwing
up
their
with.
bodies into the.
and they
to the
do.
wind,
They
dude.
tumble as hard as that damn
It's
cheese wheel.
amazing, man.
Do we have anything like that around here?
Besides the rattlesnake rodeo, no, I don't think so.
There's a rattlesnake rodeo.
Yeah, down and up, man.
And down and up. Yeah, because maybe that's why it's called the rattlesnake rodeo. Yeah.
Big deal. Real big deal.
And what do they do?
Well, they usually like a month or two
Competition.
before they catch a bunch of them, and then they do competition. They
Like
just
who's
play.
got the biggest?
biggest yield of how
And
many
they-
they got.
And we're back
And
to
you
the
get
first segment of
Yeah.
this hour.
Well, they also cook it. You can eat rattlesnake.
You can eat rattlesnake.
Yeah.
I've never had rattlesnake.
It's very good.
It was just bony.
So I think I showed you that 7-foot Eastern
Yeah.
Diamondback we caught.
Hmm.
The meat was incredible.
Really?
with that. Yeah, yeah. And the guy that I gave the body with the skin to, he was from England. He was a knife smith, and he made a Bowie knife with it.
Oh, nice.
Gave it to me.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never eaten snake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
not
gotta
bad.
try it.
When you've tried snake before?
Yeah, we had it at rattlesnake rodeo.
Oh.
Tastes like
Duh.
chicken, dude.
It's fried. It tastes like really. It does taste
It's
like.
just
really
not. It's
bony
got. It's
chicken.
not fishy. It's got no like pungent taste to it or anything.
Because I've like gator before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Similar.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Reptile, amphibian, kind of.
Right. Anyway, we got to hit a break. But first, this entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage.
All right.
And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. They're ready to help you out whether you're looking to buy a place or refinance that current home. And would you recommend first-time home buyers get with Alabama Home Mortgage, Eddie Bader?
Every day and twice on Sunday, Joey.
And would you recommend veterans get in touch with them, Troy Carrico?
Absolutely, and even my son, who's a non-veteran, went through it and got his first-time home
Excellent.
buyers. So yeah, but yes, they specialize in veterans,
Yeah.
and some of the best deals you can get. Right,
Yep.
Eddie?
Straight up through a veteran's loan, VA. And the nicest thing about it, they keep up to date on those type things. So if you have any questions, and those rules do change quite often, whenever you talk to them, you know they know exactly what they're talking about.
Cool.
So y'all check out Alabama Home Mortgage today. Again, whether you're looking to purchase or refinance that current home, it's as simple as just calling them up, starting the conversation at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can visit them on the web. Apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. MLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Hopefully we'll have Michael Cohen on the other side.
We will.
And then we got to get to Senator Britt and Senator Fetterman, besties for the resties, ripping the Democratic Party.
That's hysterical.
What, them being
Them
besties
two.
for the resties? Yeah, it is.
I mean,
That's why I call it that.
it's like young
it's just
Frankenstein and the young child.
perfect. No, it's like, I think if they ever need wholesome programming on the Disney Channel instead of the trans crap, they just make a cartoon about those.
That's so good.
That would be a great learning cartoon.
Right? Yeah.
It would be. How to make friends.
Here comes Senator Britt with her big, beautiful husband. Her big, beautiful husband, and here comes Fetterman with his crazy wife.
I just figured it out. Katie has already handled settling the beast one time with her big old husband. So she is a bit of a beast whisperer.
Mm-hmm.
And Fetterman, he's no little
She's
guy.
got a whip and a chair.
Something like that.
He said, at that barbecue thing I did, there was a few hundred folks there. Wesley introduced Katie, and he said he had to wait 7 years for her first kiss.
Man, I don't
So,
know.
yeah, I think your theory's correct, Eddie Bader. Anyway, we'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Clogged drain? Overflowing septic? Don't panic. Call the experts who've been solving plumbing problems in the river region for more than 50 years. The Tierce family's local Roto-Rooter team specializes in fast drain cleaning, septic repair, and installation. One call and your troubles are on their way down the drain. That's 272-7130 or visit RotoRooterAlabama.com. Roto-Rooter, always here when you need us.
Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And lethal troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Great.
I see you got your little helper with you today.
Yeah, Troy's here. I really like it on Fridays when Troy shows up.
Nice try, Eddie Bader.
See, DC, this is why when Eddie is here, anything goes and everything goes.
It's very chaotic.
That's right, it's very chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully he'll just keep his pants on.
Yeah. Well, do I need to know something about that?
Well, I do have shorts on already. So.
You're a grown man, and your calves aren't that impressive. I
Oh,
know
yes,
you're
they
proud.
are. Now that
you're
they're
very
good and
proud of
tan.
them and stuff. But anyway, what's going on at Cohen's today, Michael?
Hey, we were looking around and we noticed in the back that somehow we had some Samsung 85-inch QLED televisions. They have a great picture. And I've got I know I've got one of them because I'm looking at one, but we may have two of them. And, the next two people that are interested in this model can get the QLED Samsungs for $9.99 a piece.
Wow. Now, I believe that's
85-inch.
I believe that's the TV I brought for you when it was brand new.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a deal, folks.
Yeah.
It's a great TV.
Beautiful TV.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah. So, and it's had a hell of a deal.
Mhm.
I also have I have one nice Furrion 55-inch. Well, wait, I have two of them. I have two Furrion 55 inches that somebody can get for $9.99. So that's an outdoor television. I see them online for $1,800.
Yep.
This unit is smart, so you can do some streaming. You can also hook up a Roku to it, depending on if there's something really wacky you want to stream. But anyway, at $9.99, that's a hell of a deal.
Yeah,
and
it is.
we've also got the brackets to go with them, and so whichever your needs are, to help you with your outside. And we also have those nice grills
Yeah.
Made by Napoleon and Traeger.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be grilling and watching TV at the same time, and not too long from now, it's going to be football season.
That's right.
So you get to see your favorite team on TV outside while you're grilling, and
It's a good
win-win.
It's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
Get ahead of the game, folks. You can always check out Cohen's online at thinkcohens.com, or you can the best way is to stop by, go see them in person, see these great products in person at 2515 Eastern Boulevard, right here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And be sure to tell Michael that you heard him here on the radio and that Joey's little helper was there that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, don't know if that was a Wednesday or a Friday. He has a really big weekend, so he can't show up on Monday.
Right. That's kind of how it goes, Michael. You see that.
Yeah, inebriation. It's tough on old people.
I have to rehydrate on Mondays. It's very important.
Yes. Yes. All right. Y'all have a great weekend.
You too, Michael.
Appreciate it.
Ask us some questions. Let us ask you some and let you make the right decision.
Thanks, Michael. Have a great weekend.
See you, brother.
272-9228. So let's start this. This first is, and we'll hit the top of our break, but this is Senator Brett. Okay. I guess this is on Sean Hannity's show, but Sean had the night off. And
who filled in?
Well, Kellyanne Conway, and somebody played a prank on her with her hair.
Oh, no.
At the Fox makeup department.
Oh, no, Joey.
Or maybe the makeup artist like, it's the best I can do. Let's listen in together.
I think what we're seeing is beyond alarming.
She's talking about the Democratic Party.
And I think the Democratic Party has been taken over by the far left, by the Democrat Socialists of America. And what we find, the common thread between all of them, is that they actually hate America. When you look at the policies they're putting forth, they're policies that ultimately take away our freedoms, that create dependency on government. When you look at what they're saying about who's responsible for what, you saw this candidate that you just talked about in Michigan, who said that he didn't want to say anything about the Ayatollah being killed because he was afraid that people in Michigan were sad about it. Look, I was in Fort Rucker, Alabama today, where we were with our brave servicemen and women. And I can tell you one thing, that the man who was responsible, the Ayatollah, for terror all across the globe, but in particular has Americans' bloods on their hands, any candidate should be able to say that we are glad that they are no longer here. These candidates can't say they love America. You saw the candidate there in New York in Congress say that instead of using a napkin, she wiped her hands on the American flag. It's disgusting and despicable. I think we have to call them out for what they are. And we have to realize that the Democratic Party is completely and totally lost, and it is beholden to the socialist of America. It's a sad day.
No, I think it's a good clip, good hit. But I'm just struck by that helmet they put on top of Kellyanne.
You know what I think? The hairstylist at the makeup room probably said, Hannity wears it this way. That's the only way we can do it.
It's the only way we know.
One trick pony here.
Yep.
Yeah. Who knew Sean used so much texturizer and hairspray?
Look at her, man. She looks like she's 1967.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Buffon.
She was about to start singing "Kickstart My Heart." And like, my goodness.
That's funny, man.
We got to hit this break. We'll come back with Katie's bestie up there in the Senate, John Fetterman. He's criticizing his own tribe after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Meteorologists say a massive heat wave starting this weekend will be significant and dangerous. Forecasters expecting record triple-digit highs this weekend in Nevada, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. President Trump has chosen not to sign a sweeping housing affordability bill, what he actually favors, but he's protesting Congress for not approving a strict voter ID bill, the SAVE Act, that lacks enough Republican support to get it past the Senate. On Truth Social, he wrote, I will not sign the housing bill, which has been fully approved by Congress and sent to the White House in protest over the fact that the U.S. is not capable of passing the Save America Act. 8 men have been indicted on terrorism and murder conspiracy charges in connection with an alleged plot targeting the UFC Freedom 250 event at the White House. This is SRN News.
Here's something nobody tells you about owning a home. While you were at work, your house was working too. Property values went up. You paid down principal. Your house quietly earned you tens of thousands of dollars, maybe a lot more, and never asked for a thing in return. The average American homeowner has built 6 figures in equity over the last few years. 6 figures! And most have never collected a penny of it. Fellowship Home Loans helps you collect. For over 20 years, Mike and Brian have shown families how to put that equity to work. A HELOC, a cash-out refi. Money for the renovation, the debt consolidation you need, or that project you've been putting off. Everything is done in-house. One roof, one team, all with a servant-led mentality. People who treat you like family. Your home already paid you. Go cash the check. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G or call 800-510-MIKE. 800-510-6453. 800-510-MIKE. Fellowship Home Loans. Mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
Rich Thomas weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Victoryland Casinos, crowning $25K free play giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too.
Rich Thomas weather. Well, hi, everybody. If you've got evening plans tonight, it's a pretty standard forecast with random scattered showers and storms into the evening hours before fading out overnight. Very muggy tonight. Overnight low temperature in the middle 70s. Tomorrow's high in the mid 90s again with triple-digit heat indices. And again tomorrow with scattered afternoon and evening storms. Pretty routine forecast, but I think by Sunday and Monday, the number of storms on the radar will be increasing quite a bit. That as a frontal system approaches the state. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
The governor's office has made a statement regarding the newest member of the state textbook committee. Emily Eadings Sandley is an employee at the controversial Birmingham school that promotes LGBTQ ideology. 1819 News reporter Craig Monger has been trying to find out who exactly appointed Eadings Sandley to the committee that reviews and approves textbooks for public schools in Alabama. State law dictates that the members be nominated from 2 governing bodies, either the state superintendent's office or the governor. Now, Governor Ivey is reporting that she did not put forth Eadings Sandley's name on the state Senate confirmation list. Eadings Sandley did get a confirmation letter of her appointment to this committee from the state school superintendent, Dr. Eric Mackey. However, the State Board of Education has not seen Eadings Sandley's name on the resolution for approval. Mackey's office says he's currently on vacation and is the only person who can speak to this nomination process. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Where I was living was not a great place to live anymore. I began to pray for a place to go, praying for all of these things that a 9-year-old would want. I wanted horses, big house with a bunch of people my age. I wanted parents. I wanted a mom and a dad. Before I even prayed it, the Lord had already answered my prayer with the Big Oak Ranch. Who would that 9-year-old be if she never came to the Big Oak Ranch? I would be trying to fight for survival instead of fighting to break a cycle.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
The Alabama State Fire Marshal determined that discarded fireworks is what caused the death of 2 young Mobile men in a house fire. The discarded fireworks had enough heat left over to ignite other combustible materials on an ATV, which then spread to the hunting cabin and killed 19-year-old Walter Hensley and 21-year-old McNeil Mostelar. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Trust is the number 1 reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number 1 pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of health care you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients, from making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly, to getting to know you and your family's needs and following up on any questions you may have. Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's Conversational Radio Show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Final hour here of the program. Both Eddie Vader and Troy Carrico here on this Friday. And as promised, we played Katie Britt. Now we're going to play her bestie.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, I want to see y'all say that in front of Katie.
Okay. If you get her in here.
Yeah, look at this place.
Come on.
Right. No, you know what's going to sell her? The Crusader flag.
Oh, tell her it's beach day.
I'd love for her to come in here. I have questions for her.
Many questions?
If her office is living, we'll find a day where I'm alone. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
You want me to go pick her up for you?
We'll do it on the fly.
But here's John Fetterman singing the same song that, like, his party's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Let's listen in.
Who do you think leads the Democratic Party today?
Oh, we don't have one. I think the TDS, I think that's the leader right now. You know, right now our party is governed by the TDS, and now it's made it virtually impossible without being punished as a Democrat to agree something's good, or I agree with the other side. And I would define that by epic fury. I am literally the only Democrat in America in Congress that I've come across that's saying, I think it's a great thing to break and destroy the Iranian regime. I think it's entirely appropriate to hold them accountable. And what's strange to me that every single Democrat that's run for president and anyone that I know in Congress says we must never allow them to acquire a nuclear bomb. When that happens, why not celebrate that or acknowledge that? I have only witnessed just criticism and this kinds of attack. Like, yeah, you don't have to agree on every single thing, but when a good thing happens, just because it comes from the different party, that tells me that you're choosing the demand of the base or the party over country or what's really, I think, appropriate in that circumstances.
Fire.
I think he's come a long way since the stroke.
You can almost Photoshop one of those patches like on his forehead.
Man.
Put some big black shoes on.
You're right. He has come a long way, and I would have never thought in a million years I'd be saying that should be the leader of the Democrat Party right there.
Yeah, but no one would follow him.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Yeah. He's a voice of reason, but he
100%.
Now here is old Newt Gingrich.
Yeah.
What about him?
He's never been a big fan.
Why?
Hypocrite.
Yeah. Couldn't keep his pee-pee in his pants.
As he was damning somebody else for it.
Yep.
We're still blaming him for that? That was like 30 years ago.
That tells me a lot about a man, though.
Thank you.
Infidelity. Listen, I have a rule. I have a very strong rule. If you really swear an oath before God and before your community, and when you get married, if you can't honor that oath, how can I even begin to trust any word you give to me? That's something I learned in the military.
That person is supposed to be the most special person in your life.
You don't dishonor that commitment.
Hear you loud and clear, but it was 30 years ago, and
no matter. No matter, man.
He hasn't been absolved.
For all I know, he could have done it 30 more times.
That's what I was say. Does a cheetah change its strike? I bought spots. No, usually not.
No.
Unless I have this transformation.
I don't know. I look at Newt Gingrich and I just think of forgiveness.
Well, that's good. I'm glad
you come a long way.
But I mean, I was too young. I suppose.
No, he was a big deal, right? When we were growing up, he was like the face of the Republican Party. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he fell from grace.
Yep.
So what about Donald Trump?
What about Trump?
Didn't he cheat on his wife?
I don't know, but
come on.
I have no idea. I don't know.
The lady had to get the money back, so.
The guy used to pal around with Lutnick in their 30s and 40s.
Okay, now you're just assuming things, Joey. Just because, I mean.
Because he hung out with our guy. You know,
right. Maybe he was trying to change his life the whole time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about JFK? Feel that way too?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know.
No, I'll tell you what I feel. It's not I don't dislike someone. It tells me how far I can trust somebody. If I had an interaction with them, your word means nothing to me.
The most important person in your life, if you cannot keep your word to them, how do I ever expect you to keep your word to me? Sorry.
It's the same thing in the intelligence
I know it's
community.
a struggle, but.
Infidelity in the military, that's why infidelity in the military used to be a big deal.
Yeah.
You can't honor your oath to your spouse. Right. How can we trust you with classified information?
Right.
It's a matter of trust.
I mean, I can't argue at this point, gentlemen. It's just, it was 30 years ago.
Oh.
And
I bet if you ask his wife, she'd think it was yesterday.
Callista?
Whatever her name is. Yeah.
May God have mercy on his soul.
And wasn't he named like ambassador to the Vatican or something? Anyway, let's listen into
fitting.
Yeah, thank you. to Gingrich on the socialist takeover of the Democrats.
You're watching the collapse of the oldest political party in the world. Democratic Party goes all the way back to Thomas Jefferson. And what you're seeing right now is that nobody who has common sense has the courage to stand up to people who are objectively crazy. I mean, it's not like they have the wrong ideas or the wrong ideology. They live on a planet that doesn't exist. You start talking about seizing the means of production, which was a great phrase if you're Vladimir Lenin or if you're Mao Zedong. But who in America is going to vote for that? They talk about they want totally open borders. We ran that experiment. It was called the Biden administration. It was totally repudiated. They wanted one of their platform planks, totally eliminate the police. Now, first of all, anybody who lives in a big city that has lots of criminals has to say to themselves, will I really be safer if, in fact, my left-wing crazy friends abolish the police? And, of course, the answer is going to be no. So I think you could be drifting towards one of the most decisively defined elections in American history. And we're working on a platform of the American people, issues where you're at 85% support versus people who are crazy. And I think that could be what the core of the campaign is.
Actually, he's got a good point. And if Trump actually runs like he's running for president, they essentially do, because Gingrich, to his credit, and it's a shame what he did in his personal life because it does take away from the guy. But he was excellent. The Contract with America stuff, like the wave and and the way he held Washington's feet to the fire and stuff, was pretty remarkable. So, and honestly, if you listen to him on history and a lot of different breakdowns, I mean, it's not like he's right about everything, but he's very insightful, and it'll be fascinating to watch. It's always, all the other parties doomed to failure, but it would be fascinating to watch the socialists take over and then a huge red wave election.
Ooh.
Actually, not this cycle necessarily, but down the road where you just solidify the gains that have already happened. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Let's go to Keith. Hey, Keith, how you doing?
Yeah. How you doing, guys? This is Keith Rudolph from RIVIC, River Region Veterans Coalition.
Yes, sir. Keith, how you doing, bud?
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing today?
Great. All right. What do we got going on at RIVIC, man?
Oh, lots of stuff. Lots of stuff, Troy. Let's see, where do I start? Well, the next meeting we've got our very own 1819 News editor and CEO, Brian Dawson, will be our guest speaker. Can't wait to hear him. I've heard him several times. Always enjoy him. I know he's going to speak on some current issues, and it'll be great. So
I was just with him on Wednesday. I did the 1819 News podcast, and he's actually very excited about coming out. So,
yeah, so that'll be on July 27th. And So
let's talk about
everybody mark
let's,
that
let's,
down.
let's talk. I'm excited about the other event that we got coming up, the candidate forum. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's coming up August 24th, and that'll be at Reformation Presbyterian Church on Chantilly and Vaughn Road, and we're just really excited. Everything is coming together. Invitations are going out to all the winners from the primaries, to include the August 11th primary coming up for District 2. So all of those will be over, and we'll have all those winners. And hopefully, we're expecting maybe 20 candidates will show up, and from both the left and the right. And it should be a really exciting evening. We're asking, the public of citizens of Montgomery to show out, particularly veterans, to come to that and ask veteran-related questions of these candidates, what they could do from the office they're seeking to help veterans.
Beautiful. Folks, get out there.
So, yeah. So, I understand there's a forum coming up on Tuesday at the Republican Club of Central Alabama at Sinclair. It's at 6 o'clock. That'll have all 6 candidates for the District 2 runoff or election. So people might want to check that out too. I'm sure that's going to be very good. So lots of stuff coming up deserve our attention.
Well,
yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I appreciate the information. And can you give us the date and time again so folks can kind of double check it in their mind?
Yeah, well, the RIBIC next meeting is July 27th, Feast Buffet, 6 o'clock. We ask folks to get there probably around 5:30 to get their food, go through the line, and get their seat. The meeting starts promptly at 6 o'clock. So that's coming up on July 27th. But the candidate forum is coming up in just less than 2 months now, August 24th, Reformation Presbyterian Church on the corner of Vaughn and Chantilly. The address is 9299 Vaughn Road, Pike Road. And the doors will open at 6. The event will start at 7. The candidates should have all their campaign materials there on tables around the room. So it's going to be a really fun event, and I really hope a lot of people turn out to hear this because they'll get a lot of good information from the candidates.
Well, very cool. Well, I think always thank you, Keith, and folks, y'all go check out those events. Get involved.
Yeah.
Thanks, Keith.
And if I've got another minute, I was going to share something from Admiral Kent Davis.
Sure.
He has put out some information about this new bill, TCAVA, Take Care of the American Veteran Act.
Yep.
Very bad bill, and it takes about $57 billion away from veterans.
Yep.
And the American Legion has supported it.
Yep.
Wounded Warrior has supported it. USAA is funding it.
Problematic.
This is a very bad bill.
It is.
And so, I'm sure you can echo that, Troy.
I'm going to be writing on that very soon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. And like he says, the American Legion is doing a pretty bad job. They've lost over 500,000 members in the last decade. The average age is over 67. And then there's a lot of people over 80. They're not going to survive this.
Right.
And if they don't reverse this trend. So
They betrayed us during SB 67, and they're doing it again.
That's exactly right. Yeah, they've got to clean up their act.
Cool. All right, brother. Well, listen, we'll keep. I'm going to tap you on your thoughts for that article I'm going to do. I'll be talking to you, but I'll see you with Brian Dawson coming up at the end of the month. Okay.
Fantastic.
All right,
thanks,
brother.
Thanks, Joey. Thanks, Joey.
Thank you, Keith.
You guys take care.
You too. Have a great weekend.
There's a new bill coming out. It's really bad. We'll have to talk about it down the road. It's real
Absolutely.
bad. It's real bad.
Absolutely. Eddie sent me a story, I think yesterday, where a soccer fan from England.
Great story, man. Great story.
Yeah,
it really is.
A soccer fan from England who spent his life savings to take his grandfather to the World Cup was surprised by a gift that restored every penny he spent.
Wow.
Jacob Almendinger,
something like that.
Almendinger, 21, used roughly 10,000 pounds, or about a little over 13 grand in dollars, that he saved for a down payment on a home for 5 years to take his 80-year-old grandfather, Jeff, spelled with a G, Gallagher, on what he described as the trip of a lifetime to follow England through the tournament. The pair traveled together to New York, Atlanta, and Mexico City, attending England's matches against Panama, Congo, Mexico, including England's historic 3-2 victory over Mexico in Estadio Azteca. Their story quickly gained attention online. While traveling, the two said they were recognized by fans who had read about their journey. The publicity caught the attention of U.S.-based online crypto casino MetaWin, which pledged on social media to reimburse Almendinger if England beat the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The proposal came after another offer to repay him if England defeated Panama by more than 2 goals. England fell short in that game. After England's 2-1 victory over Congo, the company followed through on its promise. I was amazed. It was an incredible gesture, he says. I didn't quite believe it, to be honest, until I looked at my bank account and it was there. I was just in shock. He says he plans to save the money while deciding what to do next. I'll put it in a savings account for now and see what happens after the next couple of months, he said. We could go to the European Championships. I could buy a house. Anything is possible. It's just great to have options. Before the trip, he said spending his savings was an easy decision because he knew the opportunity to travel with his grandfather would not come around again. I can always make more money or make money back. I'm at an age where I could afford to miss out on a house for 2 or 3 years, he added, but I won't ever get to go to the World Cup with my granddad again.
Cool.
He also said, we're more best mates than granddad and grandson. Here, man.
I thought it was
a great story.
That's awesome.
Reminded me of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That's pretty awesome.
It's just great. And plus, I've seen a lot of the videos of them going around, and I don't know. To me, that was just a real touching story.
So, Troy, how do you feel about that Belgium game?
Well, I wrote, did you see my piece? How's that Bucky's brisket taste now, blokes?
Yeah.
How does that? No, listen, we won. Joey, it's not the game. We won the war. And here's the thing.
No,
how's that salty cleat taste with some ranch on it now?
You just gave this triumphant, how's that salty cleat taste with the ranch and with the Bucky's brisket, and then the U.S. laid a big goose egg against Belgium.
You missed it. It was not about that. It's about we can
that,
make
Joey.
them dance to our tune. And do you see all the gnashing of teeth with the British saying we want to review this. We want you to review that. Sorry, boys, it don't work that way, ladies. We, sadly, they thought they owned soccer. We own soccer.
Yeah, I think since the U.S. got beat, like ticket prices have fallen off.
Oh, they have. Yeah,
because it's in America, and America's like, we don't.
So Andy was going to publish it the next day. She goes, I don't think maybe we need to revamp this thing. So I did. So I did, and I told her, I go, alas, now I know what it feels like to be a sports writer before the game.
Now, another thing we talked about, you and I in particular, Troy, talked about this week, were and have over the last few weeks, the drone technology just dominating the Russian-Ukrainian battlefield. But apparently a Russian company has developed a new type of rifle caliber bullets that split
fragments
into three.
Fragments,
mid-flight, and apparently are pretty effective at actually hitting these drones.
I want to tell you something, guys. When you get chased by one of them FPV drones, good luck drawing a bead when that thing's coming and buzzing and doing it. But yeah, it is. Listen, it does have an effect. There's another round called the Skynet that is a elongated 3¼ inch 12-gauge shell that puts out a net of about 7 feet in circumference. So that's a good one. But I was listening to a podcast on the way in. One of my good friends, Ryan Evans, who has the War on the Rocks podcast, really good podcast. Top name leaders from around the government and the military. They had the Marine Corps' new program on it. And listen, one of the generals saw some of the videos of those FPVs just eating these Russians up. He goes, slammed his fist and goes, what do we got? We need to get moving now, guys.
Yeah, because countermeasures need to come quick.
They're coming. They're coming.
You're a dead man on the
The other thing
battle.
that's troubling is the fiber optic controlled drones, which are not susceptible to jamming or anything like that. They can just fly them on a wire. However, we all know that microwave technology is probably where we're going to go. It's going to fry everything internally.
That's what it's going to take.
Yep.
Or we could come up with lasers.
Lasers.
Yeah, but handheld lasers, though. I don't know. Like a
photon rifle?
Yeah, like something out of Star Wars.
That'd be cool.
But I don't know
We
if we're
have
going to
them.
get the
We
Han
have them.
Solo pistol.
We have them. I've seen them.
Well, that's badass. If
We have
actually have the Han Solo pistol.
No, we don't have a, no, it's a rifle. It's like, it looks like a bullpup, and it emits a laser beam, and it has a variable control on it that when it sees motion, it will lock in automatically. You don't even have to aim it. You just do it. It goes. We got it.
Okay. Well, that's good. I wonder how expensive it is.
Don't worry about that. It's a government. You're paid. Don't worry.
It's already
Cost
paid for.
means nothing.
They already stole that money.
It's not for the good of our nation. Come on, Joe.
We can print it. Let's go to
That's all we
line
gotta do.
one. You're on there. Who's this?
This is Papa B.
Hey, Papa B. Hi to her.
Hey, guys. So I had to miss some of the show today. Had a doctor's appointment.
Oh, hope all is well.
But, before the week ended, I wanted to just touch on this. The SPLC, is in the hearings and everything. And I think the congressional hearings are useless. I mean, they do have maybe a little bit of value in that some part of the public will have exposure to hearing whatever they're saying, but basically it's just a bunch of shuck and jive. I don't see much good of it coming. And even if, maybe the hearing catches somebody saying something and they wind up sending them, referring them to the DOJ, nothing's going to happen. The best description that I've seen, or heard rather, about the SPLC and who they are is this. They are arsonists dressed up like firefighters.
Yes.
I think that is a very apt description of who they are and what they do. And, maybe we'll get a little bit of value out of that in that the public gets to see that, But I want to ask you guys personally now, any one of y'all, do you really believe that even if we charge, the DOJ charges the SPLC and tries them down here in the Middle District, is anything going to happen? Will they get convicted? Is there any chance they will get convicted down here?
To me, it's not as cut and dry as if it was up in D.C. It depends on what they actually got on them. If this is just a way to annoy them and harass them, I think that's a waste of time and money. So my hope is what you're probably going to see is even more superseding indictments that go to individuals. And if that happens, then I actually think you've got something to work with here. Like I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know one way or the other, and I don't think it's necessarily a slam dunk because it would be held in this venue.
Well, it's about the jury pool down here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're such a divided country, and there's such bias in terms of who gets to do what and whose laws get to be upheld and whose laws don't get to be, adhered to. And, I just don't think that you can assemble 12 people down here in South Central Alabama that's going to come up with anything that symbolizes justice compared to the kinds of crimes that they've committed. That's just my personal take. I would, if I were the DOJ, take it out of here to somewhere else. But then the question is, where else would they take it? I don't know. I don't think it's hard to say. It's hard to assemble 12 people anywhere in this country when it comes to especially a racially charged type of case that are going to be able to come to terms of a conviction. Now, I mean, let me qualify that. Of course, if they're white, they're going to easily be able to, if they've done something wrong, be found guilty. But you know what I'm talking about. We're not going to have that same, shoe fitting on the other foot type situation. But now, I will say this. I think that
there's more to come. There was a report today that indicated they have where the DOJ is really they're training the teachers. They've gone into the education system and they're training teachers or indoctrinating teachers into DEI or whatever, all the woke stuff.
Right, and this real quick because you've now jogged my memory. I remember sharing a piece here on these airwaves where the SPLC is damned if they win, damned if they don't. Obviously, damned if they don't win this case, and they really do find convictions. But if you start seeing the adding up of more and more charges and more tentacles to this big Kraken, what they're going to have a problem with is fundraising. They're going to feel a very huge squeeze, not just in terms of literal dollars, but in terms of moral and reputational currency. And I think they're right now in that bind. If they can't get a quick dismissal, and I don't think they are, they're going to be in a bind for years on end, while some other institution will probably come in to try to fill the slot they had.
I think their credibility is shot now, and they're going to reap that whirlwind of lack of influence, lack of notoriety, and will be replaced by something else, perhaps even more vicious. Who knows?
One can hope. And well, not more vicious. I don't want to see a replacement, but you might be right about that. Now, I will say this: if there is a way for there to be some civil action taken, like Erica Kirk suing them, for instance. I mean, this very idea. Who do they think they are? They're not government.
No.
But they're going to go around labeling people as hateful. And
I think they were a cutout for government. And that's what it would be great to see the DOJ go that far, but I don't know about that.
Oh, it would be.
I don't expect that one. But
well, anyway, all right. Thanks a lot, folks.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend.
You too, bud.
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services.
Mm-hmm.
And at Pest Pro, they can help you out whether you are looking for something as simple as just basic pest control, spray around the house, make sure the property.
Or like me down at the barn, man. Holy cow, I got ate up.
Oh, mosquitoes?
No.
Oh, the yellow jackets.
Baby. Ate me up, man. I got a flamethrower, but I may need to call them. No,
you need to call them up. They can take care of it. Especially, it could be you're on doing the regular things, and then something like that crops up, especially on a big property. You're gonna put gasoline on it yourself, the flamethrower on yourself, and then get stung a bunch more times? Did you do that, Eddie Bader?
I would do that, and I would get stung many more times before I called him. I would call him, but it would take a lesson.
All right.
Yeah. It actually probably be Susanna calling him. Yeah.
Right.
He's laid up.
Right.
Exactly.
His fingers are so fat. I didn't know you were allergic.
Oh, in a big way.
But of course, say like a bird gets into the house, is nesting, or squirrels, or raccoons, or whatever. Any sort of wildlife trying to make a home out of your home, then get rid of that wildlife. And mosquitoes, tis the season. If you actually want to enjoy your property, especially if you put a lot of money into the backyard or like walking the land and you don't want to get eaten up as you're walking under the moonlight, going to noodle in the moonlight.
That happens.
Get Pest Pro out there. They can get rid of those skeeters, and that way you can noodle or do whatever you want in the moonlight without getting eaten up. That sounds like a good song.
I think
that might be a song.
I think you might do a little Weird Al kind of take on that. Yeah.
So y'all check out Pest Pro today. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them direct at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey, Eddie, and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
At Alabama Home Mortgage, serving veterans isn't a marketing slogan. It's personal. Every employee at Alabama Home Mortgage is either the child of a veteran or the spouse of one. We understand what it means to serve, to to sacrifice, and to put others first. We're deeply thankful for the trust so many veterans have placed in us over the years, but we're not done yet because there are still far too many veterans who haven't taken advantage of the VA home loan benefits they've earned. Yes, parts of the VA system are broken, but the VA mortgage is not. It remains one of the strongest home financing options available, offering benefits like no down payment for purchases and 100% cash out refinance. You earned this benefit. From our military families to yours, thank you. It is our honor to serve you. Give us a call today at Alabama Home Mortgage, 334-567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 special. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas weather is brought to you by Mr. Electric of Montgomery. Mr. Electric, we've got the power to make things better. Visit MrElectric.com.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. If you've got evening plans tonight, it's a pretty standard forecast with random scattered showers and storms into the evening hours before fading out overnight. Very muggy tonight. Overnight low temperature in the middle 70s. Tomorrow's high in the mid 90s again with triple-digit heat indices. And again tomorrow with scattered afternoon and evening storms. Pretty routine forecast, but I think by Sunday and Monday, the number of storms on the radar will be increasing quite a bit. That as a frontal system approaches the state. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Life's a beach with an ASE loan financing the fun you deserve. It's your summer, your way. ASE has the funds. Apply online or at any of our 9 locations.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASE.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. And Got another AI story. All right. For the first time since he started teaching welfare economics and social choice theory nearly 2 decades ago, Brown University economics professor Roberto Serrano gave his students a take-home midterm this spring. Quite a few students had expressed anxiety about being in the classroom after a gunman killed 2 students and injured 9 in a December mass shooting at Brown. And so, quote, it was appropriate, he said, to allow the students to take their exams at home. But by the end of the semester, Serrano regretted the decision. Dozens of students in the class likely used artificial intelligence to cheat and earned perfect or near perfect scores on their midterms, he said. Serrano, in turn, made the final exam in person, which led more than a dozen students to drop the course and even more to fail it.
Yeah.
Administrators' response to the widespread cheating event has been, quote unquote, meek, he said, and the incident has raised questions about how universities can and should respond to AI-enabled cheating at scale. His welfare economics class typically attracted up to 30 students, but this spring he taught 86, an increase he attributes to the promised take-home exams. When the midterm came along, the average score was 96%. Historically, the average grade in the midterm of this course has ranged between 65 and 80%, and this exam was harder than the exams I wrote in the past because take-home is an opportunity to challenge the class a little bit more, given that you're giving the students unlimited time. He knew something fishy was going on, and so he and his graders ran the test through ChatGPT. The AI gave answers that mirrored what his students had written, and which were kind of correct, but very often with a very convoluted style, Serrano said. For example, one question asked students to prove a mathematical statement that could most obviously be done using a direct argument, Serrano explained. ChatGPT and many of his students used a contradiction argument, which gave the right answer but was very contrived, and which Serrano could tell wasn't written by a human. Yeah. Now, and they also now have tools where they require you to send in, say, an essay in a Google Doc. You can put that Google Doc into this program, and you can see in real time how the person went about writing it.
Right.
Like every backspace, every forward or whatever. Like, did they just copy a bunch of things at once? Like,
Copy and paste.
and then it starts grading based on how human does it sound. So, I mean, they're coming up with counter tools to the sort of stuff, but I don't know. You can also tell, because I guess I'm just gay for my own writing, but like, you can tell that, like, it's not a human.
Right.
Often. Yeah. And if it's some like quick email or if it's some like business obligation, as long as it's factually correct, it's probably fine. Like, use AI. But if you're trying to say, this is my voice, this is like what I think, and you're using the AI to spit it out for you, it's like, I don't know, that's the right route.
When I do it with social media, especially if I'm posting houses and stuff, sometimes I'll hit the whole writer's block. I can't think of nothing. So
Sure.
I have AI do it. It is so obvious.
Yes.
It mainly because there's no misspellings. Eddie's always a misspeller. There's no wrong capitalization, and it's robotic. You know, it's like it's just like a form letter type deal. There's no emotion. There's no nothing to it.
Right.
But I will say sometimes it saves me.
Oh no, there's a lot of proper uses for it where, but I don't know. But he then said he suspected, of course, many of these folks cheating with AI. Serrano did, and with the blessing of his dean, changed the final exam to an in-person test. I am not declaring the midterm void for now. I am going to give the class a chance to prove me wrong, he wrote. That is, if the distribution of the final exam is roughly similar to the distribution of the midterm, I will count the midterm. Otherwise, which is, of course, what I expect to happen, I will declare the midterm void and reweigh the final accordingly. Serrano heard crickets from his students, but 18 of them subsequently dropped the class. 9 students remained enrolled but did not take the final exam, and Serrano said the results proved him right. 3 students earned a 0. The average score on the final was a 48.6%, by far the historic low. Previously, the average final exam score had never dropped below 65%. Only a few students scored similarly to how they did on the midterm. In a follow-up message to students, Serrano announced the midterm was void and the final exam would be worth 80% of the student's final grade. Any student that scored a 40% or higher on the final earned a passing grade. Previously, he set the passing line at 50% or higher. In total, 19 students failed the class.
Couldn't get a 40?
No, and this is the thing too. It's like people. It allows people. Like there's some people that cheat at their way through like high education and all this stuff, but they're incredibly clever. Like really, it's like why didn't you just put that energy into? And then just the way their mind works is gaming systems and stuff. But like AI allows people to cheat in a really dumb way.
Well, one of the problems is these universities are faced with, there isn't a lot of repercussions for it because they need the money.
Yeah,
they need the money, man. And you know what? You can argue, hey, I paid $35,000 to attend school. I need to get a B or an A. I ain't getting no D. See, I mean, that's kind of the mentality that's out there.
So, and when he reported this to the Standing Committee on Academic Code, he received no response.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, to your point.
Yeah.
And so he went public with the story in June, and through his department chair, they asked Serrano to submit individual complaints against each student suspected of cheating, including copies of their exams. What they're asking is ridiculous. I believe they plan to run them through some AI detection tool, which is well known to give false positives and false negatives. Their response, I must tell you, is seen as appalling and insufficient by hundreds of people who have emailed me in support, many of them Brown alumni. And by the way, I agree with them. Like the programs I just described, they can also screw up just as much. And it's funny. Like you're farming out to AI to figure out other people farming out to AI. And at a certain point, why don't we just let the robots talk?
Well, at that point, won't one of them be able to supposedly not detect the other?
Right.
Countermeasures.
And it's back and forth.
Right. Countermeasures.
And then, it's going to end up like, what's worse? Like the student that never learns a thing and is constantly just letting it talk for, or the student trying to have sex with the robot? I don't know.
Why is there always sex with the robot?
Because you keep bringing it up.
When's the last time I brought up sex with a robot?
When you put your glasses on, you're about to say it. I told him yesterday, you can get a robot to mow your lawn. You can get a robot to go fishing with you in the moonlight.
Okay.
You can get a robot to read you a story to put you to bed.
Right.
Spoon with you.
But don't have sex with it.
You don't have to tell me. Have I got busted or something having sex with a robot?
I'm just telling you, Eddie Bader, these are dangerous times.
I know they're dangerous times. You had me thinking a lot about that.
Does the fleshlight count?
No. No.
Sorry, I had to throw that in.
No.
Yeah, don't do that
No
either.
lights. That's no lights.
I don't want to hear about any of that.
No lights.
Which is amazing, by the way, that was one of the first sponsors of the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah,
You ain't kidding. I just remembered that.
That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I remember a trip up to hang out with buddies. It was because sophomore year. We went from Auburn to Tuscaloosa for game day, and we're staying at like some raggedy, rundown neighborhood house where all my buddies lived, and one of the roommates was gone. That's that weekend, and of course we were drinking.
Sure, of course.
And like at one point, like in the middle of drunkenness, somebody found the roommate who wasn't theirs.
Yeah.
Special flashlight,
yeah.
And like threw it at somebody. Everyone's like, no, what?
That's not good.
Like put that,
What
back.
were they searching for? A stash, and they
don't
found
know.
that, or what?
Some drunk 20-year-olds just
no privacy.
Yeah.
Did it hit the individual involved?
Yes, it hit somebody in the face.
That's not good. Probably splashed some sort of wet lubricant.
Hey, that just like it just. Oh.
It reminds me of my commander.
So gross.
My first commander, we would have staff meetings. If you'd fall asleep in them when we were in the field, he'd take a box of tampons, and he'd fling them at you. He had like duct tape around him. Wake up! Put that in, he says. That's the guy who coined ass-kicking violence. By the way. Yeah, Captain Drury.
He used to throw
Tampaxes at you.
bundles of Tampax.
He says, it sounds like you're bleeding. Now, come on, get up here.
You boys. I swear.
Don't
So
you
immature.
Don't you play like you're
Eddie is the king
Mr.
of
Prim and Proper over there.
So immature.
Don't have sex with a robot, Eddie Bader. Let's go to Duke. Hey, Duke, how are you doing?
Oh man, it's hot as hell out here, Mr. Joey.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah, man. But what's bothering me? Reason I call, I got to make this kind of short. I'm waiting on somebody right quick to show up. But what's going on with this gas, man? The gas price is creeping up on me. What's up?
Yeah, because the bombing started up again.
Got to pay for the bombing again.
So somebody told me a couple weeks ago. They said this thing probably started back up after the 250-year anniversary thing, and 4th of July said it may start back up. I'd be damn if it started back up.
Yeah,
sure seems that way.
So are they playing the games with us, or what's up, man? Talk to us.
I think it's I think going to be a cat and mouse game for a while. It is also, as soon as we think, oh no, the whole war is back on and stuff, they're like, actually, we got another deal. Like, I have a sense that this is going to be not exactly clear. Hopefully it'll be over soon, but we're past the 4th of July. Gas prices are still high. It ain't good politically.
Now, Trump said the other day they begging for a deal. They begging for one. He said they begging for a deal after they started buying. I don't know.
But they're cuckoo and they're scum, so I don't know if they'll do it.
Where's my man that up in there? Where you at, man?
I'm here.
You up with my buddy in there.
What's going on, Bob?
Yeah. I'm having a brain fart now.
A brain fart. I'm good about twice. I'm good about twice a day for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Who you waiting for, man? What you got going on?
I'm working on a little project and
Okay.
But anyway, y'all talking about robots a while ago.
Yeah, we were.
Y'all get in. Y'all mind be getting in the gutter a little bit.
I'm trying to save people from being in the gutter.
Yeah.
You took us there.
No, I'm trying to save people. Like, stay out of the robot's gutter.
Y'all know I didn't told y'all before now. Something ever happened to my wife now. I can't give me that. I'm gonna have to give me a robot.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna have to be an all around girl.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Huh? Do it all.
Good luck.
Huh?
Is that going to be a subscription service?
No, like, y'all don't need to do it.
It's going to happen.
Don't have
Joey.
sex
You
with
know
robots.
It's going to happen. At what point
you say, Joey?
are you going to be
Don't
comfortable
have
with it?
sex with robots. This is just a rule.
At what point are you going to be comfortable with Joey and robot meeting you for dinner somewhere?
What if they make them like human, just like human, Joey?
Yeah.
That's even worse.
I mean,
You always got a
you
designated
can program
driver.
and do what you want to, can't you? Can't you program?
Plug me back into the Matrix as long as it's a great lie.
There are days, Joey. There are days.
No, like, I don't know. Like, just, I can't believe I'm being fought on this. Of all the things. Like, I admit to you, Trump's in a tough spot. He screwed the pooch on the Iran war, and I'm getting pushback about the rule, don't have sex with robots.
Looking for
But
clarification.
Joey, though, you go down, what's that damn? 31.
Yeah.
They got a place called the sex store down there. Got all the
It's called the sex store.
Smart, yeah.
all the different stuff they got in there. Full size damn dolls. And
Yeah,
everything.
right.
And, so what's the difference than the robot?
Yeah, Joey.
It's the robots trying to act human.
I mean,
But that's what you want. That's why you got the robot, right?
They shouldn't
well,
be
they
doing
got
those
that stuff
things
for the
either.
women. They got stuff in the sex store for women that men can't compete with now. So what the hell you talking about, Joey?
This is why I'm saying don't have sex with robots. I'm trying to retroactively make this rule to help everybody.
Oh boy. Oh, okay.
Anyway, dude,
Does not compute. Does not compute.
Yeah, I got to run. I hope the lady showed up didn't hear me over the phone.
Bye, buddy.
See you, homie.
Idle break. We'll come back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Oi! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bell's cleaning service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bell's because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
I tell you, folks, I got people off air asking me if a hot tub qualifies as a robot.
I think you're going to end up having to explain clarification on this show.
Is a couch a robot?
Is it a plug-in couch with the lift up?
Just don't do it.
Lazy boy?
Yeah. Manual?
Just don't do it. Let's go to Ray Bowles with private carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
There you are, trying to put people to sleep again. Man, I wish I could FaceTime y'all and show you what we're doing in the school.
What you doing, buddy?
We're Goodwin. We're remodeling Goodwin and Jag. All new epoxy floors, paint, new lights. Oh, it's awesome. We're saving. It's going to be amazing when we get there.
I bet it will be.
If it don't
well
kill me
needed
first.
over there.
Yeah, I tell you, honestly, let me get done with this job and I'll get y'all to walk it with me.
I'd
Tell
love
you what
to.
we did.
I'd love to, man. I've spent a lot of time in that school, or in junior high school. So, yeah, I'd love to.
I know it like the back of my hand now.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. So, hey, if y'all need epoxy floors, we do epoxy, but we do great big jobs, not small jobs. If you need like your garage or something done, call me because I'm not going to have time for it, but I got a really good crew that I know this guy does a good job, so I'll be glad to hook you up with him. His pricing's really well.
Nice, okay.
Excellent.
And any other flooring needs, call us 285-8117 because everything else we'll take care of.
Again, that's 285-8117. And be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles on the radio with Joey, Eddie, and Troy.
Y'all have a great day.
Thank you,
See you,
Ray.
brother.
Have a good weekend. So, do we learn anything today, gentlemen?
Don't have sex with robots.
Yeah, that's right.
Got a rivet.
Rivet?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Now, I was saying rivet when I was seeing this guy stand up on a jet ski.
Why are you assuming I got the frog butt? You telling me I got to start working out? And by the way, what are you doing checking me out like
you're
that?
riding in front of me. I don't want to run into you like your partner.
That's fine, but you have to focus it on my butt.
No, I thought you were going to be like, hello, my baby, hello, my darling. It's not just the butt. It's the whole package. Look like frog standing up on the thing. Rivet.
Like, what was that game, Frogger? You had to jump the frog across the road?
Yep.
Yeah.
Frogger jet ski.
We also learned about that tapestry.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Where Oxford professors are counting the number of penises on it.
Candace Owens is a nut job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cannot argue with that.
And, and we read some St. Augustine on giving our lives to Jesus Christ.
And then, how does that Bucky's Taste Now flow?
It was a nice thing.
Salty Creek? With that Salty Creek?
Anyway.
With that ranch?
No, have a good weekend. Happy hours, man.
See you guys.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Forecasters say a massive heat wave starting this weekend will be significant and dangerous. Forecasters expecting the record triple-digit highs